This is Indiana High School Baseball on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Brought to you in part by Culver's Portside Marina, NEPCO, Crane and Equipment Services, Farm Fertilizers, First Farmers Bank and Trust, Lawrence Farms, Mark's Body Shop in Knox, Zingo Express, Pulaski Memorial Hospital, Stark County Co-op, The Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Collins Insurance, Howard's Marathon of Winnemac, and 5-Star. The KVB pregame show with Mitch Columbi is next.
It's going back, and it's going to be a home run.
Five-Star, the largest meat and grocery store in the area, focused on quality, value, and customer service. The 5 stars in the name of the store come from 5 family members of the original owners serving in World War II, each one represented by a blue star on a flag hanging in the front window of the family home. That's why even decades later, 5-Star is known for its dedication to service. Now that dedication means savings for you. 5-Star, one of the We Care stores, the area's largest meat and grocery store, focused on quality, value, and customer service. Located, you know where, in the Knox Mall.
Big time
That's the
hit,
game.
and that's going to be a walk-off RBI single. Swung on, chopper to third. Here comes the go-ahead run. It's over the head of the center fielder, and it's a home run.
Oh,
a
my
three-run homer.
Welcome to the KVB pregame show. Now, here is the voice of KVB's WKVI Sports, Mitch Columbi.
The new era continues here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. The Tri-Township Tigers take on the Morgan Township Cherokees for a shot at a regional championship. This is Indiana High School Baseball. With us today, breaking things down and analyzing play on the diamond, sports analysts Kevin Hannon and Chris McGowan. Hey, I'm Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues. This is KVB's WKVI Sports. And we welcome you to LaPorte, Indiana 46350. We are back for more as we are set to continue the new era of Kankakee Valley Broadcasting Sports on 99.3 FM and around the world, streaming live on WKVI.com. Man, as we get ready for our 11th baseball broadcast of the 2024 spring sports season, we have seen our Tri-Township Tigers in action and have also talked with their head coach, Mike Shinrod, on the Saturday Sports Line several times, but we have yet to see these Cherokees from Morgan Township. So when we look at the Cherokees, manager John Smith and his ball club started their 2024 campaign going 5-5 through the first 10 games. Notable wins during that stretch came against Bremen, Couts, and Washington Township. Things got a bit tougher for the Cherokees as they went 4-8 the last 12 games of the regular season. They started their sectional run against Washington Township and won in a close one. 6-5 was the final. They then took on DeMott Christian and won 13-5, making it to the championship round against Couts, winning 10-5. The Cherokees come into this regional championship matchup at 12-13 on the year, going 4-3 in Porter County Conference play. Leading the team, swinging the bats for Morgan Township, is Grant Cowger, averaging a .405 at the plate. Right behind him is Matt Lowenthal, batting a .356 up to this point. Rounding out the top three is Chase Rosenbaum, averaging a .318 at the plate. As a team, these Cherokees are hitting a .269 batting average on 181 hits, 157 runs, and 121 RBIs on the year. For the pitching, the Cherokees have used 8 different arms through the 163 innings pitched. They have an ERA rating of 3.48. With us this morning, breaking things down and analyzing play on the diamond, we are honored to have a 3-man team on the call today. Kevin Hannon and Chris McGowan have joined me as our sports analysts for this regional championship matchup. Welcome to Regionals, fellas.
Thank you. Great to be here. Great to have Chris next to me here so he can analyze and tell me what I'm doing wrong, and I can do the same for him.
That's right. Two former baseball coaches next to you, so should be a great show.
Should be a great show. Let's start with you, Coach. Give us your thoughts on
coach.
Which coach? Yeah,
there's 2 of us.
This could be a long day.
Coach Hannon. Let's ask you, Coach Hannon, what do you know about the Morgan Township Cherokees, or what about from the rundown I gave us stuck out to you?
Morgan's they're a very competitive group. They always have good pitching up and down the lineup. They hit well. They'll play some small ball. They'll move the ball. They like to run the bases. So they're going to be a pesky team for Mr. Stewart and the Tigers.
Chris?
Yeah, they not afraid to play some small ball. The Porter County Conference, I think Randy Roberts has put his, the coach of Washington Township has put his imprint on the conference. He's been there for so long and has had so much success that, none of these schools are afraid to go to small ball if they have to. And, the one thing we haven't talked about yet, and I'm sure we will more in depth, but, both these teams in the Porter County Conference, Tri-Township came away with that 1-0 win. Again, it was a walk-off and a familiarity.
Sure.
It's hard to beat a team twice or 3 times in a season. So, this shapes up to be a very good baseball game.
Well, we turn the page and look at the Tri-Township Tigers. Skipper Mike Shinrod and his ball club have had a memorable season for Tri-Township. They started their 2024 campaign going 5-5 through the first 10 games. Notable wins during that stretch came against Michigan City and these Morgan Township Cherokees, as Chris just stated. The final in that one was 1-0 in a tight one. Coach Shinrod talked with us about this morning on the Saturday Sports Line. They finished the season off going 4-2 in the final 6 games, where they found themselves in a PCC tournament championship after beating Boone Grove for the first time in over 25 years. They finished off their regular season after a tough loss to South Central in the championship round 6-1, then fell to Hammond Science and Tech to finish off their regular season. They began their sectional run against another one of our area teams in the Oregon Davis Bobcats, winning 24-6. They moved on into the semifinal round and beat Triton last Saturday 4-0. Then in the championship round, we witnessed them become sectional champions for the first time since 2002, beating Westville 4-3. That was this past Monday on Memorial Day. It was another historic broadcast on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. That is how we got here today, as the Tigers come into this regional championship matchup at 11-8 on the year, going 2-5 in the Porter County Conference. When it comes to hitting, Dylan Stewart leads this team with an amazing .617 batting average, which is also good enough for second in the state of Indiana. Right behind him is senior Blaine Rust, hitting right at a .468. Rounding out the top 3 is Cody Vernich, averaging a .288 at the plate. As a whole, this team has a .279 batting average. They have 131 hits, 142 runs, and 105 RBIs on the year. Looking at the pitching for the Tigers, they have used 8 different arms through the 107.2 innings pitched. They have an ERA rating of 3.25. They have allowed 63 hits, 100 runs, and have struck out their opponents 178 times. Let's talk to you, Coach Hannon. It was amazing. It was an amazing moment for the Tigers this past Monday on Memorial Day. What, in your opinion, has to happen today for this ride to continue?
Well, I think it's gonna, for both teams, it's gonna start on the mound today. Going back to, this is a regional level at the 1A class level, and you're gonna see 2 pitchers today that are bringing it upper 80s. So these 2 kids can pitch anywhere, and you can't say that for a lot of kids in 1A. You can't put a lot of kids in a 4A game. It's different. But these 2 kids, we're going to hopefully they put on a show. I'm expecting them to.
Yeah, Coach Shinrod said, and you'll hear it here in the KVB Coaches Corner, these two teams are almost spitting images of each other. Give us your thoughts on the Tigers on that sectional championship there, Chris.
Obviously, going into that game, they had taken care of Westville twice in the regular season, once in conference play and then once in the conference tournament. But again, and handled them pretty easily. But then in that championship game, they caught a different Westville team that was playing with a lot of confidence and was able to eke out that 4-3 win. But again, like Coach Hannon said, you got two kids on the mound today that can bring it. Both of them are hitting upper 80s, low 90s. Jack Wheeler is a senior. He's committed to Valparaiso University, going to pitch there. So a Division I prospect right there. And Dylan Stewart, only being a junior, still has a lot of options left. But again, this game's going to come down to who can make the least amount of errors. And who can put the ball in play against two stud pitchers.
You're shaking your head in agreement there.
Absolutely. The team that flinches and makes that mistake early might be the team that's going home.
Well, we are expecting a great afternoon of IHSAA Regional Championship baseball action as we appreciate you joining us on the Coca-Cola pregame show, Taste the Feeling. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors. The Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report is next. You are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
It's hard to believe, but time sure does fly by. Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox are celebrating over 30 years of taking care of all of your insurance needs in our communities.
If I could turn back time.
And we're not going anywhere.
Stop in and see Jim and the crew at Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox.
Insurance you can count on from a business you've trusted since 1989.
Proud presidential partners of Western Reserve.
Who's in? Who's out? It's the Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report with Mitch Columbi. Mitch?
Thank you, Mr. John Thompson. The Pulaski Memorial Hospitals has been serving the lives of residents of Pulaski County and the surrounding area since 1963. We certainly appreciate them supporting local high school sports. We are lucky to say no injuries to report tonight, as that is our Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report. Stay tuned. We will hear from John Smith of the Cherokees and Mike Shinrod of the Tigers after the break. That's in the KVB Coaches Corner. You are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Stay tuned for America's Pastime with Mitch Columbi on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Pulaski Memorial Hospital. Quality care closer to home. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is all about community and keeping our community spotlight shining on the accomplishments of our youth. That's why PMH is proud to be a sponsor of our local high school sports action on WKVI, our community radio station. Pulaski Memorial Hospital. Quality care closer to home.
It's time to hear from the coaches in the KVB Coaches Corner. Here's Mitch Columbi.
All right, here we are, Regional Championship round. I am talking with Morgan Township Cherokees head coach. It's John Smith. First time meeting you, Coach Smith. You saw the Tigers earlier on in the season. It seemed like it was a tight game. We've talked with Mike Shinrod about it. He seems to think this is going to be a completely different ballgame. Of course, it was just 1-0 was the final where they beat you just barely. What do you know about the Tigers now coming into this Regional Championship matchup?
Yeah, they've been playing good ball. They got a good squad over there. Looks like Stewart's on the mound. He's got good stuff pitching-wise. And first time we played him, it was kind of a pitcher's duel, Base running is going to be key for us today, getting guys on base. And see if we can scratch a couple runs over. I think it's going to be a difference in the ballgame.
I assume you'll have Jack Wheeler on the mound. What do you want to see from him?
Yep, Jack will start. He's been our guy last couple years in big games. He's got good stuff. We're excited to see what he's got today. Just pound the zone, execute pitches, and trust the defense. We got guys behind him that can play. So just execute pitches and see what we can do.
Message to Cherokees Nation who may be listening.
Yeah, just come out and support. Again, good squad here. We've got a bunch of good guys. It's a fun group to be around. Our fan base is great. They travel well. So I'm hoping we get to see a lot of guys in the stands for us today.
Welcome to the regional round, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Brems. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392.
I'm talking with head coach of the Tri-Township Tigers, Mike Shinrod. Welcome to the regional round, Coach. A regional championship is on the line. You beat Morgan Township. Of course, they're in the PCC, your same conference earlier on in the season. We talked about it earlier this morning on the Saturday Sports Line. You are expecting this to be a completely different ball game. What do you know about the Cherokees coming into this morning?
They are very similar to us in about all aspects. They got good pitching, pretty good defense, up and down with hitting at times, just like we are. So it's a very similar teams playing against each other, and we know who's pitching against us for them. They know who's pitching against them for us, so it's going to be a battle.
I know you got Dylan Stewart on the mound today. What do you want to see from him?
Limit his walks and pound the strike zone. If he goes in and pounds the strike zone, we should limit a lot of kids off the base paths, and that should really limit the runs. So hoping that's how that plays out today.
Yeah, we kind of talked about Jack Wheeler on the Saturday Sports Line with you. We'll see him on the mound today. What's the message to the guys in the box?
Attack him. Attack him early on. Jump all over him. Let him go out and try to pound the strike zone, because we're going to hop on him, and hopefully that's how it works out. He throws hard, extremely hard, so we know that's a battle. He's a D1 kid, so we know this is a very tough opponent for us, but we're up for the challenge of it.
Message to Tiger Nation, who's listening this morning?
Get out here, LaPorte, and let's go win this thing.
Coach, go get him.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Hey folks, Auto Park Ford of LaPorte has got some news for you. We now have the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in LaPorte County. So if you're in the market, come and check us out, because right now is the best time to trade in your current vehicle. Not interested in purchasing a vehicle? That's okay. We'll buy yours even if you don't buy ours. Not currently in the market, but your car needs serviced? Come check out our newly renovated service department and let them take care of all your service needs. And remember, we're not just an auto dealer, we're an auto park.
Time now for the keys to the game. Sponsored by the Auto Park, with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen.
All right, as we get set for Indiana High School Regional Championship baseball action, what are your keys to the game as a Tri-Township Tiger, Chris?
Put the ball in play. They haven't seen Jack Wheeler this year, and he's the Morgan Township ace. Like we said earlier in the pregame show, he's committed to Valparaiso University, so Tri-Township is going to have to be patient. I know Wheeler has thrown a lot of pitches here in the last few days. He's had the adequate amount of rest, but still a lot of pitches coming into today. So if I'm Tri-Township, I'm taking a lot of pitches. I'm making him work and making him throw a lot of strikes.
We flip sides. Your Auto Park keys to the game for the Cherokees, Kevin.
The same as Chris just said. Plus, defensively, you want to make the routine plays. You don't want to get a routine ground ball, drop third strike, pass ball, wild pitch. Those things will kill you. The free bases will kill you in a game like this.
That's our keys to the game, sponsored by the Auto Park, with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen. It's time to sit back. Go ahead, pop open an ice-cold Coke and chill. The Coca-Cola pregame show continues. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
BP gasoline with Invigorate helps clean your engine and can give you more miles per tank. Continuous use may result in the following pleasant side effects: excessive smiling, feeling more relaxed, taking more drives just because, volunteering for carpool twice in a row, and bragging to your friends about how you use our best fuel ever. To find out if BP gasoline with Invigorate is right for you, stop by your local station to discover our best fuel ever. Versus minimum detergent gas, average restored 3 to 5 miles per tank, based on fleet testing and based on what you drive and how you drive.
High school sports brought to you by Zingo Express.
Now Now it's time for the KVB starting lineups.
For the Morgan Township Cherokees in the field to start today, we will see Clint Lemons in left field. Grant Cowger is in center field and Matt Lowenthal in right field. The infield shows Cal Lemons at third base, Matt Seimer at second, Brady Walters is at first base, Logan Atchison will be the shortstop, Bradley Ferris behind home plate as the catcher, and Jack Wheeler gets the call to start on the mound in this one. For the Cherokees. For the Tigers, their batting order shows the shortstop Blaine Rust leading off, then second baseman Noah Kneifel, pitcher Dylan Stewart bats third, and the catcher Cody Vernich is the cleanup hitter. Batting fifth will be third baseman Cade Koselke, then right fielder Lucas Kaiser, center fielder Tanner Ringel bats seventh, first baseman Ethan Daly is at the 8 slot, and at the bottom of the lineup, we will see left fielder Colin McCardle. That is our starting lineups for today, as we will be back to get set for the first pitch. Hey, you are listening to KVB's WKVI Sports.
Stay tuned for America's Pastime with Mitch Columbi on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water and recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has them in stock. From Sanpan, Aqua Patio, Sweetwater, and Monaco pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver's Portside Marina can help. Discover the evolution of the wake boat through luxury models offered from Centurion and Supreme Surf Boats. Yamaha Wave Runners and Kawasaki jet skis are on the showroom floor waiting. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 574-842-5000. Culver's Portside Marina.
The tradition continues with Mitch Columbi on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
From LaPorte, Indiana, welcome to game number 17 of our 2024 Spring Sports broadcast season to see the Tri-Township Tigers take on the Morgan Township Cherokees in the regional championship round. I am Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting as WKVI will always be there. You can stay up to speed on local high school sports in this area by following us on social media. We are on Instagram at WKVI Sports, on X, formerly Twitter at KVB Sports, and on Facebook at Sports to the Max for all Kankakee Valley Broadcasting sports content. We are proud to let you know the PA announcer today at LaPorte High School is Todd Hinesley. The scoreboard operator is Terry Poynton. The official scorekeeper is Kathy Hinesley. Our umpires for this afternoon are Todd Elias, Art Garcia, Luke Karczewski, and Jeremy Belko. With us today, we are honored to have sports analysts Kevin Hannon and Chris McGowan along for the call as we see Blaine Rust leading off for the Tigers to face Jack Wheeler for the first pitch of this regional championship matchup. The first pitch is a called strike right down the pike, fellas.
Here we go.
Yeah, that ball definitely had some movement.
The 0-1 finds the zone again. Rust comes in today, a .468 average. It's his 78th plate appearance of the season. Very quick and very good as the leadoff man, Chris. Next pitch inside, had to dip out of the way. But when he gets on base, Chris, he's quick.
Yeah, he got a lot of stolen bases. I think he might be the all-time leader in stolen bases at Tri-Township.
1-2. Up top, evens up 2-2. Good eye there by Rust.
Yeah, showing great patience, making Wheeler throw a lot of pitches here, which is what you want your leadoff batter to do.
27 stolen bases on the season Rust has. We'll talk about Jack Wheeler in a moment. He deals the 2-2, and it finds the zone. Going down looking is Blaine Rust, and I love the excitement by the home plate umpire. He got into that strikeout.
Yeah, great animation there.
Yeah, and that's what Chris is saying about being patient right there. Russ got down 0-2 after 2 pitches and was able to at least see 3 more pitches in that at bat. So 5 total there, and those will add up over the course of a game.
Noah Kneifel now in the box for the Tri-Township Tigers. He takes the first pitch for a called strike. Jack Wheeler comes into today a 1.9 ERA, 3-1 on the season, a 750 winning percentage. He's very good, and as we talked in the Coca-Cola pregame show, he is going on to D1. That is at Valpo University as he deals the next pitch. A little outside there for ball one. Even count here. He deals. Swing and a miss. Kneifel wanted it.
And here's the other thing. As a hitter, you got to understand that, you don't have to swing very hard. As hard as he's throwing the ball, that ball's going to bounce off that bat. So all you got to do is just look to make contact.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and going down swinging is Noah Kneifel for out number 2. I think that's kind of what we're going to see here early on. The batters are going to try to get warmed up here, and now we'll see Dylan Stewart come in here, Kevin.
Yeah, it takes a minute to adjust to this velocity. You don't see, at this level, you don't see a kid 88, 89, 90 miles an hour very often. You can turn the pitching machine up that fast, but you just don't see it coming out of his hand.
Stewart swings and misses on the first pitch offered. He has a .617 batting average on the season. That is good enough for second in the state of Indiana. He stares down the 0-1. And the next pitch is a called strike. I don't think he liked that call, Chris.
No, yeah, I thought that was a little bit low, but again, now 0-2. So I got to shorten the swing and protect.
Wheeler, the 0-2. Just outside, tried to get Stewart to chase. We didn't get a chance to see Dylan Stewart on Monday. They intentionally walked him at each at bat. They're pitching at him because they have Jack Wheeler today, and now he deals the 1-2. Swing and a miss, 3 up and 3 down. Fast work for the Cherokees. We're going to take a break and come back. It's 0-0. It's the regional championship round, and you're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
On the way home from the game, a deer jumps in front of your truck. And now you've got to get that truck repaired. Make it easy on yourself. Take it to Mark's Body Shop. Mark's has done expert auto body service since 1998 and will work with you and your insurance provider for collision repair, custom body paint, and insurance work. And all work guaranteed by owner Mark Schell. Mark's Body Shop, proud to support high school sports. 772-7003.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Nepco Crane and Equipment Services, specializing in mobile crane service. Call my good friend Joe Isnepp at 1-800-590-2272 for all your residential, commercial, and agricultural crane needs. We go to the bottom of the first. Mitch Columbia along with Kevin Hennon and Chris McGowan. We're so glad you've joined us. The tradition continues here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Well, 3 up and 3 down. Fast work, gentlemen. Who wants to go first after that?
Go ahead, Coach.
Well, Wheeler, I haven't seen him throw this year, and impressive there. He got through the first 3 hitters, 13 pitches. It looks it's going to be a tough day for lacrosse. There I go. First inning, I already get it out there for Tri-Township.
It's all right. I've been working there for 7 years, and I still call it lacrosse.
But no, Tri-Township, now they've seen him for an inning, and now they need to, bear down, have good at-bats, and see what they can do.
You had kind of mentioned you saw a pitch from Wheeler that really surprised you there, Kevin.
Yeah, he didn't throw a lot of that slide. I think it's a slider, a sweeper in the new lingo. But he didn't throw that to the first 2 hitters. But Stewart saw 3 of them that were pretty nasty.
Ooh, he went right at him, and we will see Dylan Stewart on the mound for the Tigers. We haven't seen him yet this season, but we know he is their ace for the Tigers. He will face off against Grant Cowger, the center fielder, as he steps in, the left-handed hitter, to face the right-handed pitcher inside for ball 1.
It looks like it might be starting to rain. Some rain suits coming out and umbrellas, so Mother Nature gonna have a little fun with us today.
Next pitch up top. You hear the dugout from Morgan Township making a lot of noise here in the bottom of the first. 2-0 count. Stewart deals. And that one was up top.
Just excited early. Hasn't found the release point yet, but a lot of energy going through his mind, I'm sure.
He finds the zone there as Stewart comes into today a 1.79 ERA. Both pitchers very similar ERA ratings. He is 3-2 on the season. .600 winning percentage as he deals the 3-1. Popped up foul out of play. We kind of talked about it in the Coca-Cola pregame show with both of these teams being in the PCC, that at least they're familiar with each other here in the regional.
Oh, quick pitch.
And he got the strike right down the middle. Explain for our listeners.
Just a very brief hesitation there. Just tried to catch the batter off guard and did that right there. But again, just a real quick release on that pitch by Dylan Stewart.
So he will strike out Grant Cowger as the rain is falling here in LaPorte, Indiana, but they play on. We see Logan Atchison in the box. He takes the first pitch just outside for ball 1. Right to work is Stewart. Up top. Another ball. Right again, the 2-0. Up top again. Home plate umpire knows exactly where he wants it. Stewart isn't giving it to him. The 3-0. Finds the zone for strike 1, a 3-1 count. You can hear the sirens in the background. We're going to be hunkered down. We're staying through this storm to see if the Tigers can make it happen as the next pitch inside for ball 4, and Stewart will walk Logan Atchison, the shortstop, as he takes his base.
Yeah, he's not the home plate umpire is not giving too much above the belt.
Nope.
That's for sure.
Not at all, and he hasn't changed it. The catcher holds it there, and he's not changing it, so that pitch is not going to work.
Stewart right to work, swing and a foul tip by Kyle Lemons, the third baseman. Lemons comes into today a freshman, 297 average. It's his 86th plate appearance of the season. Stewart, the 0-1. Ooh, inside, dipping out of the way. It gets past Cody Vernich, and advancing to 2 is Logan Atchison. So now the Cherokees have a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first. 1-1 count with 1 out.
It's a tough pitch for the catcher. Just a kind of a slider down and in, and catcher just wasn't able to get over there and block it, keep it in front of him.
1-1. And that is a ball.
Again, right now, Stewart just needs to bend his back and follow through. Everything's up in the zone right now, and he's not getting that call.
Checks the runner at 2, Atchison. He deals. That time it's good enough. He finds the zone. 2-2 count now.
Good work, Coach McGowan. Pitching coach up here in the booth.
Stewart taking his time now with a runner on. Checks several times. Now deals the 2-2 outside for ball 3. So we've got a full count here.
I think right there, playing too much cat and mouse with the guy on second base and not concentrating on the batter.
Absolutely. I was going to say the same thing. You know, he's looking at the runner at second as he's picking up that front foot, and mine can't be in both places.
The payoff. Swing and a miss. Strike number 3 and out number 2. Stewart delivers, and Cal Lemons goes down swinging. This will bring up the designated hitter, the cleanup hitter, Chase Rosenbaum.
Now, side story to Chase Rosenbaum, when I coached at Tri-Township, he was in junior high, so I coached him in junior high. He played with all these kids.
Wow, so
from
he knows
Tri-Township. Oh, yeah.
My goodness. A junior on this Cherokees team comes into today a .318 average. It's his 61st plate appearance of the season with a runner in scoring position. He takes the first pitch just outside for ball 1 from Stewart. Haven't had a chance to talk about it, but a beautiful field here in LaPorte High School. It's the first time I've had a chance to broadcast here. Of course, we know the history of LaPorte High School baseball. Inside at the hands, he swings at it for strike 1. Even from Central Indiana, I've heard about the baseball history here at LaPorte.
I was lucky enough to play a couple games here in high school, in the regional.
1-1 from Stewart to Rosenbaum. Oh, no, it's going to get past Vernich, and advancing to 3 is Atchison. So now the first run of the game, 90 feet away for the Cherokees here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, this field has a lot of memories for me. The last time I was on this field, I was actually in college. I was invited, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays invited me to come try out, and so they had their tryouts here at LaPorte.
No kidding. Why am I just now hearing stories like this in year 2, Chris? Swings on the next offered pitch, and going back to get it is Blaine Rush, the shortstop. So a runner left stranded in scoring position at third. No runs crossed. We are still scoreless. We take a break and come back. Top of the second on the way. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
When you grow up on the land, you have an appreciation for it. When you grow up and work on a family farm, on land that is shared by members of a family, all working together as a team, that appreciation grows even more. They know what it's like to work as a team to get the job done. At Lawrence Farms of Knox, Todd and Josh Lawrence and family support the local high school teams and wish them success all through the season.
This afternoon's game is brought to you in part by First Farmers Bank and Trust, providing state-of-the-art banking with old-fashioned service. We thank them for supporting local high school sports and helping continue this wonderful tradition on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Scoreless as we go to the second inning. Mitch Columbia along with Chris McGowan and Kevin Hannon. We've got the guys. They know their baseball. What have you seen so far in this game? Let's start with you, Chris.
Just the fact that I'm a firm believer that the team that can flip their lineup first usually wins about 75% of those baseball games. And in that first inning, Morgan Township was actually able to get one batter ahead and get closer to flip that lineup. So, again, Dylan Stewart settled down there, got his pitches down in the zone where the umpire likes it. So once he settles in, I did notice as he was walking off the mound, he was just glaring into the Morgan Township dugout. So I don't know if something was said to him, but the game is definitely on.
Your thoughts, Coach?
Well, I just think in a game like this, and I've seen the pitchers now for a full inning, and they're going to be tough all day today, and it's going to be somebody in the lineup, maybe the 7, 8, 9 hitter, somebody that hasn't had that opportunity is going to be a huge spark plug today.
We will see the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Tigers.
And the other thing that concerns me, and we saw it in the bottom half of that first inning, the pass balls. That could come to be a big factor in today's game as well.
Yeah, there was 3 free bases given up, basically. You walk the guy, then you wild pitch gets him to second, wild pitch gets him to third. And they were just lucky there that Rust made Rust made a nice running catch in short left field.
Vernich was up to bat. He has a grounder to first off the first pitch offered from Jack Wheeler, and the first baseman for the Morgan Township Cherokees, that is Brady Walters, grabbing it and tagging the bag for out one.
Great play right there because Cody Vernich turned on that fastball, and it was a 2-hopper, and that second hop was a short hop, so it did a very good job of staying in front of it, knocking it down, and making the play.
Cade Koselke, the left-handed batter for the Tigers, steps in, takes the first pitch from Wheeler. It's a ball.
Cade and I yesterday spent all day at Beechwood for the golf sectionals.
How did he do?
He shot a 92 and advances to the regional.
Good for him. And now here he is the next day stepping into the box. He takes the next pitch for a strike. It evens up at 1-1, and Wheeler right to work, fouled off out of play. Koselke comes in today, a .250 average. It's his 57th appearance on the season.
Kid's no bigger in a minute, but I watched him hit a 4-iron yesterday, 280 yards repeatedly.
He's an athlete. Next pitch from Wheeler. Swung on. Chopper down the right field line, foul.
We're actually walking down the fairway on hole 5 yesterday, and after he'd hit his 4-iron 280 yards, about the third time I'd seen it, I said, you go to pull that driver out of the bag, you and I are going to have problems.
He's got an on-base percentage this season of .411. So he can get on base. As the 1-2 from Wheeler. Just up top, they check infield. Nope, he did not go. Yes, he is safe.
Yeah, I was going to say that wasn't even close.
So a 2-2 count here for Cade Koselke, giving Wheeler some pitches to throw.
It's not Angel Hernandez at third base there.
He retired.
Yeah, thank God. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
Next pitch finds the zone, and going down on a strikeout is Cade Koselke. So that is out number 2. And next up is Lucas Kaiser, the right fielder, right-handed batter to face the right-handed pitcher in Jack Wheeler. Wheeler likes the sign, and he delivers. Finds the zone.
And you talked about the bottom of the order, and it was Lucas Kaiser and Tanner Ringel who actually won that game 1-0 for the Tigers the first time they played.
Wow. Next pitch. Up top.
Must have been off the plate just a little bit because that crossed right at the belt.
Yeah.
Rain still coming down steadily. No lightning or thunder. We play on. The 1-1 from Wheeler. Popped up high by Kaiser in the infield. Jack Wheeler may have a play on it, and he does for out number 3. Again, 3 up and 3 down as we take a break and come back for the bottom of the second. We are scoreless still in this regional championship matchup from LaPorte High School. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting, WKVI.
At First Farmers Bank and Trust, agriculture has been a cornerstone of our business for more than 135 years. Our personal relationships within the ag community run deep for multiple generations. If you're looking for a financial partner that knows, understands, and supports agriculture, I'd love to hear from you. I'm Isaac Blue, Ag Banker at First Farmers. Come into our Knox, North Judson, or Culver branches, or visit us online at ffbt.com when you're ready to talk about growing your operation. First Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Howard's Marathon of Winamax, serving Pulaski County for 45 years. Call 574-946-6894 and ask for Howard or Dean. We thank them for supporting local high school sports and being part of this wonderful tradition. We move right along to the bottom of the second. The Morgan Township Cherokees pitcher Jack Wheeler threw the first two innings through 23 pitches to Dylan Stewart's 21 in the first. Could that come into play in the long run, Chris?
It could. Here's the thing about it is I think they're going to play this game as long as the field holds up with the water and we see no lightning. So I think they're bound and determined to get this game in. But it could come into play because of the pitch rule, which Coach Hannon and I were talking about earlier. What do you do if you think this game's going to get called and pushed to Monday?
Right.
Because of that pitch count rule, a lot of different scenarios that could play out.
Bradley Ferris, the right-handed hitter in the box for the Cherokees. He calls time on Dylan Stewart as he had a 0-1 count. Ferris comes in today, a .282 average. It's his 90th appearance on the season. He's a junior on this Cherokees team. And Stewart, fast pitch, low and inside for ball 1. Stewart deals the 1-1. Big hit, and it will find the gap, and it will be a base hit for Bradley Ferris as he gets on base with no outs here in the bottom of the second. The Cherokees, that's what they need to have happen.
Yeah, the first hit of the game for either squad, and we're going to have a courtesy runner here.
Courtesy runner number 14 for the Morgan Township Cherokees. That is Carter Thibodeau, the sophomore.
And we'll see if our prediction of small ball comes into play here in the second inning.
Morgan Township, number 14, Carter.
Coach goes through a litany of signs there.
Matt Lowenthal for the Cherokees will step into the backs. The junior, .356 average on the year, at the plate for his 58th time this season. Stewart.
Yep, he's bunting.
There he goes to take 2. The courtesy runner, cutoff man, Blaine Russ gets it, but the tag is not there. Safe is Thibodeau at 2, so now the Cherokees have a runner in scoring position.
I think that was more of a fake bunt just to draw the catcher's eyes a little bit and steal behind it. Here's where I think you'll probably see the bunt here, try to get him to third with less than 2 outs.
The 1-0. Bunt shown like Coach just said, but it did not make contact, causing it to be a strike, so now it evens up at 1-1. Lowenthal, a .356 average on the year. He's got an on-base percentage.
Stewart's got a little mud in his cleats. Might be getting a little slick out there for him. They're going to have to find something to
We usually have the cleat cleaner out there on the mound, but I don't see it.
And here comes one of the infield umpires to have a chat with the home plate umpire, and now he is walking what looks like over to Morgan Township's dugout.
I see Coach Up down the line. He's the best groundskeeper this half of Indiana, so I'm sure he's all over it.
I think that may be what they're asking for, the cleat cleaner. Rain still steadily coming down. You look out into the stands, umbrellas everywhere. Tiger Nation here. Also Cherokees Nation is here. From talking with you before, Kevin, it seems when there is a lull in the game, that can be a positive for one team or the other. It could also be a negative for how long you have to wait out on the field. Remember that game we did where it was a pitching change and it seemed like they were taking their time, and you said, hey, if I was the opposing coach, I'd say, hey, guys, let's get this rolling.
Yeah, right now I'm not sure that's in favor of Dylan Stewart out there on the mound standing around as things are getting wetter, and, he's thinking about his cleats right now, and I'm sure he wants to get that problem taken care of and get right back on the hill. Morgan, the kid at bat here, number 8, Matt Lowenthal, he's got a little more time now to gather his thoughts and plan on what he wants to do. I'm sure he's probably bunting again.
Yeah, Lowenthal comes in today with an on-base percentage of .491. So he can get on base, but like you just said, Coach, this time of the season, you want to get your runner as close to home as possible with no outs. They want to get somebody on the board here.
I don't know what the stats or the metrics show, but team that scores first, in my opinion, puts that much more pressure on the other team, is more likely to win the game.
Yeah, you got something to clean the cleats off there? Maybe a screwdriver or some kind of a metal tongue depressor?
Might have to run to Walmart real quick and get a... He's cleaning his cleats by hand with a tool, a hand tool of some sort.
Yeah, that clay, when it gets wet, it packs up in there pretty good and gets slick.
Can't get your footing, excuse me. So Stewart gets his cleats clean the way he likes them for now. 1-1 count, back to work for Matt Lowenthal, the right fielder.
Now again here, looks like you said, Lowenthal going to try to put one down here. And here, you're not butting for a hit here. You're butting to advance the runner. So square completely up if you're going to put one down. And it doesn't matter. Everybody knows you're going to bunt. So, again, square completely up and make sure you get the ball down.
Oh, no. Next pitch gets past Vernich and allowing the courtesy runner Thibodeau to get to 3. So now for the second time in a row today, it happened in the first inning. Now here in the second inning, a runner is 90 feet away from crossing.
It's one of those situations there as a coach, you're telling your pitcher, let them bunt it. They're trying to give you an out. You try to make that pitch a little too fine and hit that corner, and bad things happen.
2-1 swung on and missed by Lowenthal. It evens up at 2-2 here. Stewart still fighting here with no outs. A runner 90 feet away for the Cherokees. The 2-2. Outside for ball 3 now.
Big pitch.
Huge pitch. Last thing you want right here is a first and third situation with nobody out.
Stewart set to go. Lowenthal taking his time as he will now step into the box. Stewart, the payoff. He will walk Lowenthal, and now runners on the corners for the Cherokees with no outs here in the bottom of the second. Scoreless. The Cherokees are hoping to change that here.
Second baseman, Matthew Seimer.
So Matt Seimer, the second baseman, will come up to bat for his first plate appearance of the afternoon. Seimer on the season. Takes the first pitch, called strike, and that will advance Matt Lowenthal to 2, so now both runners in scoring position. Seimer, a 133 average as a sophomore, 80th appearance this season. Stewart misses the zone. Ball 1.
Little surprised we haven't seen any so far. We haven't seen anything about a bunt in this situation.
Next pitch popped up high. Looks like it's back to center field. And it will be gloved. Tagging up to go home is the courtesy runner. That is Carter Thibodeau. So it is a sacrifice fly, and getting home, bringing the first run across, is Carter Thibodeau. 1-0, the Cherokees lead.
I'm a little surprised there that the center fielder didn't camp behind that ball and get his momentum coming forward and try to at least come up throwing hard to the cutoff.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well that he just came up and he got it to the place that it needs to go, third base ahead of that trail runner. But yeah, no attempt there made at the runner scoring the run.
This is Clint Lemons up to bat. He swings on the first offered pitch, grounder to third, throws over to first, gets the out. Now we've got a little pickle here going on. They're going to tag the advancing runner for out number 3. A double play there. What a great job by the Tigers to get out of the inning, only allowing 1 run to cross. It's 1-0. The Morgan Township Cherokees lead the Tri-Township Tigers in the regional championship. We're taking a break. Coming back, you're listening to KVB's WKVI.
Howard's Marathon in Winnemac has a reputation built on getting things done right. With 30 years experience as an ASE Master Auto Technician, Dean Wentz is the right choice for the auto repairs or service. From auto computer diagnostic checks to new batteries and tires, they can take care of it all. Howard's Marathon is a proud supporter of area high school sports and wishes all teams a great season. Howard's Marathon, 121 South Monticello Street in Winnemac. Call 574-946-6894.
Continuing the tradition here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI, as today's game is sponsored in part by McGrath Refrigeration, a family-owned business since 1967, and your local Armstrong Air dealer. Call them for all your heating and cooling needs at 574-772-3575. McGrath Refrigeration, where the temperature is always just right. The Cherokees get on the board in the bottom of the second. We go to the top of the third. Chris, how do the Tigers need to respond here?
You got to get some base runners. Haven't had anybody on yet, but again, to end that inning there, just some really bad base running by Morgan Township. The kid at second base, if you flinch, that's one thing. You can still got your momentum kind of going towards third, but the minute you take a step back towards second, there's no way you can go try to take third base there. But again, I guess being aggressive and trying to make the kid from first make a good throw, but he was out by 15 feet.
Thoughts on that inning there for the Cherokees?
Just good throw by Vernich across the infield. Like Chris said, Morgan's trying to make you make a defensive mistake right there, and Lacrosse didn't, and they were able to keep the damage to just 1 run there for the Cherokees.
Now, if you're Jack Wheeler on the mound, do you amp up the intensity here knowing you're up 1-0 or just business as usual?
Business as usual.
So now Tanner Ringel, the number 7 hitter. We will see the 7, 8, and 9 hitter here in this inning. It's Tanner Ringel, the center fielder, right-handed batter. We heard from Tanner, a senior on this Tri-Township Tiger team, in the Salute to the Champion segment this morning on the Saturday Sports Line. Really good kid.
Yeah, very good kid.
First pitch from Wheeler to Ringel outside for ball 1. Ringel comes in today, a .239 average. It's his 63rd appearance of the season. The 1-0. Chopper foul down the left field line.
I got a question for that about this Tanner Ringel. Would you say, as an educator, would you tell me if the kid was a bad kid?
Not on the radio.
Yeah. Just wondering.
Well, you're an educator too.
I've never heard that. This kid coming up, oh, he's a bad kid.
Right. He's a bad seed.
We'd find out how many listeners we have then.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
Next pitch was a wild pitch, hits the fence. So a 2-1 count here from Wheeler.
Yeah, just a breaking ball got away from him there. Actually threw it behind Tanner Ringel's head.
And then the next pitch was outside, away for ball 3 for Jack Wheeler. Ringel, a .417 on-base percentage. He calls time.
So here's the first at bat where Tri-Township actually has the advantage here, a 3-1 count. So unless it's right down the middle, I look for Tanner to make him throw a few more pitches.
He will step back in, and Wheeler set to deal the 3-1.
Oh, and hits it.
and he will get beamed. So Tanner Ringel will be the first Tiger to get on base today.
Yeah, kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I should say this on air, but that was kind of my mentality. 3-0, 3-1 count. If you're going to go to first base, you're going to go to first base hurting.
Yeah.
So now this will bring up the first baseman, Ethan Daly.
But that's how I played.
As we watch this, as the game progresses and the rain continues to fall, I think we got Wheeler thinking about cleaned his cleats there in between batters, and it's getting a little slick.
Ethan Daly, the right-handed hitter, chops one down the left field line. He comes into today a 125 average.
I would like to see Ethan, get into the cage and work on keeping that front foot in there. He steps out big time. I'd be pitching him low and away all day long.
0-1 from Wheeler. Swings and gets a piece of it. Foul tip. It will be 0-2 now. Daly has an on-base percentage of .210 coming into today. Slugging percentage of a 160.
Had a big-time hit in the
yes, he did.
In that, I believe it was a sectional semifinal game against Triton. Had a 2 RBI double.
Yeah, we heard about it from head coach Shinrod. 0-2 from Wheeler to Daly. Outside, try to get him to chase. Good eye to keep hold as it's now 1-2.
Yeah, again, with Ethan Daly and that front foot stepping out like that, I'd paint that outside corner all day long.
Wheeler checks Ringel at 1. He's set to deal the 1-2. He does. Popped up high, back to the right fielder. And it will be gloved by the right fielder from Morgan Township. That's Matt Lowenthal for out number 1 here in the top of the third.
So far we haven't seen lacrosse or Tri-Township, number 2 on the day, if anybody's out there counting. We haven't seen Tri-Township look to play small ball here with the bottom of the lineup.
It's the number 9 hitter, senior Colin McCardle. Wheeler checks Ringel at 1. Sliding in safe is Ringel.
Almost got caught there.
It was
napping
close.
a little bit. That was a lot closer than what it should have been.
Pretty good feet out there by the pitcher. Real quick.
He checks again. Now it gets past. Ringel is going to advance to 2, and he will get there in time. So a good job there by Tanner Ringel. So he is in scoring position. The tying run on second for the Tigers here in the top of the third.
Yeah, don't need to play small ball when other teams are going to give you bases.
And give you bases, exactly. And
first error of the game right there.
Well, and you kind of just mentioned it earlier. You said, why worry about the runners on base
especially
when errors can happen when it's raining?
As dominant as both pitchers are.
And no offense to Ethan Daly, no offense to Colin McCardle, but if you're on the mound, you can't be worried about the runners, especially when you're down at the 8-hole, the 9-hole hitters.
Exactly.
Yep.
You don't want this lineup to turn over with guys on base for Blaine Rust.
So Colin McCardle will hold off for the first pitch. It's a ball 1. He comes into today as a senior, a 139 average. It's his 45th appearance on the season. Swing and a miss on the 1-0 by McCardle. We heard from him in that salute to the champion segment this morning. Of course, we know his mother, Teresa. She is, what is her official title there at Tri-Township?
Just office secretary.
She always is so nice when we get there to interview athletes at Tri-Township. Very accommodating. As the next pitch outside for ball 2. Wheeler, the 2-1. McCardle will pop one down the left field line, and it's out of play.
I meant to ask you a couple innings ago when Jack Wheeler fielded that pop-up. How were you? When I coached, I didn't want unless it was a ground ball or a line drive hit right back at the pitcher or a bunt, I didn't want my pitcher to have to field something like that because of coming off that mound. What were your thoughts?
I wanted my best player available to catch the ball. I didn't care if he was the pitcher, the third base, the first baseman, but I'm going to trust my guy. And most of the time, my number 1, my number 2 pitchers were guys that played shortstop, played first. They were the best player on the field. I wanted them to go catch it.
Outfield playing very shallow.
2-2 foul tip hits the fence in between there. Wheeler threw back to second. I think the ball slipped out of his hands because then it hit Ringel in the rib there as he's sliding in. So Ringel is really getting I mean, he's dealing with it here in this inning. Wheeler, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and going down, striking out is Colin McCardle for out number 2. We go back to the top of the batting order to see the shortstop, Blaine Rust.
And I was going to talk there, with one out being on second base, it's your responsibility to know where the outfielders are playing so you know if a ball is going to get down or not. But now with 2 outs, obviously you don't want to run into a tag at third, anything on the ground to third base, but anything to the outfield, you're definitely moving.
Rust, a .468 average, good enough for second on this Tigers team. He takes the first pitch for a called strike. He seemed a little shocked by that call.
Yeah, it might have been a little low, but big spot here. Big spot for Tri-Township to try to get back in the game.
Oh, they throw back to 2 again, and they are really keeping their eye on Tanner Ringel. He has six stolen bases on the season, Ringel does. 0-1 from Wheeler to Rust. Up top, ball 1.
He does not like that pitch
he
up by the belt.
He does not like that spot at all.
That pitch looked more like a strike than the one he called a strike.
That's
just say it.
I wasn't going to say it, but
I'll say it.
1-1. And that one's up top. 2-1 now. Wheeler, bleach blonde hair.
Several Morgan Township players with the bleach blonde hair.
Must be a
team bonding thing, maybe?
Hot guy summer.
No comment from me.
Well, you and I, neither one of us have hair. We don't have to worry about anything.
I'm holding on to what I got.
I'm jealous.
Up top, ball 3. So Rust being
strike.
very patient.
You call that a strike?
Oh my gosh!
You're gonna have to be patient.
So there's the second strike. It looked like a ball. So now 2-2 the count with 2 outs, 1 in scoring position for the Tigers here in the top of the third. 1-0. The Cherokees lead. Wheeler. Big rip through the gap, and it will advance Ringel to 3, and Blaine Rust gets a base hit out of that. Good job by him. It's not the first time we've seen Blaine Rust do things like that, Chris.
Right, 2 strikes, just shorten it up and put the ball in play there. Again, the left fielder playing so shallow, there was no chance for Ringel to score there.
Yeah, normally on a base hit there, you'd kind of expect for maybe a play at the plate on a play like that, but the left fielders, they're just not very deep.
Right, he was basically playing almost 30 feet off the infield grass.
He had the ball before before Ringel got to third base, so no way you could send him there.
Next pitch gets past the catcher, hits the fence. It's Tanner Ringel sliding in the tying run. Blaine Rust gets to 2, and the Tigers are in business here in the top of the third.
Brand new ball game.
You kind of had mentioned it with Dylan Stewart on the mound, Chris. When balls get past the catcher, that could cause problems. Well, now we're seeing Wheeler have some issues on the mound. Weather may be an issue here.
Just simple things, that you don't really think of. Just pitch and catch, and sometimes it's a lot harder than what you think.
It's Noah Kneifel in the box. He took that first pitch, obviously, for a ball. 1-0 count here with 2 outs. The go-ahead run, Blaine Rust on 2. Wheeler deals. Up top, ball 2.
And now you might be seeing a little bit of fatigue. I don't know, because Wheeler's pitches now are getting up in the zone.
Yeah, he's been up and trying to overthrow right now just to get out of this inning, but.
The 2-0. Swing and a miss by Kneifel.
Yeah, took something off that pitch, a little off-speed pitch there, and Kneifel was way out in front.
When talking with head coach Mike Shinrod, he told me before we started the pregame interview, he said Wheeler could be upwards of 300 pitches in 9 days if he does this game several innings. So he's up there in pitches, as the next pitch offered is a swing and a miss by Kneifel for strike 2. It's interesting, that's what coaches are thinking about. How many pitches has he thrown leading into this game? Will he be worn out? How will he react today? As the next pitch is inside, it'll be a full count here to Noah Kneifel, who's been very, very patient.
Very good footwork and body positioning there by the catcher behind home plate, because that was a tough pitch to handle. And he did a very good job of smothering that ball and using his chest protector there and keeping that ball in front of him.
And going on that pitch, the number of pitches he's thrown, every kid's different. Some kids can throw 60 and they're going to need to rest a week. Some kids can throw 300 in a week and be fine.
Oh, wild pitch.
He will walk Kneifel. It's a wild pitch that gets past the catcher. That means Blaine Russ gets to 3, so the go-ahead run 90 feet away, and guess who's coming up to bat? The number 2 batting average leader. It is Dylan Stewart, 617 on the year. Second in the state of Indiana here. This is his moment right now, Chris.
And let's see what Morgan Township decides to do.
You suppose they'll go after him?
Yeah. Struck him out on 3 pitches the first time up, so.
2 outs, runners in the corners, top of the third, 1-1. Regional championship on the line. We appreciate you joining us on KVB's WKVI. Wheeler to deal. Swing and a miss by Stewart, strike 1.
He's right on it. He's just on top of it.
He had a good swing right there. Got the fastball gauge. I wouldn't expect to see too many more of those fastballs in this at-bat.
Wheeler triple takes over at first. Now he deals. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
And I think this might be an instance in his first 2 at-bats here. Dylan Stewart just being overly aggressive, having been walked so many times in the sectional, just wanting to try to make something happen.
Yeah, big spot here for Morgan's catcher, too, as he's going to try to make him go out of the zone here. Important that he keeps that ball in front of him. Doesn't give him a run by letting the ball go back to the screen.
Wheeler steps off the rubber. Getting an extra breath here as he steps back on. And Dylan Stewart, the right-handed hitter, ready to go. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike number 3 and out number 3. 2 runners left stranded, but 1 run crosses. It's a very important one, the tying run. 1-1 here in the regional championship at LaPorte High School. We take a break and come back. Bottom of the third is on the way.
Howard's Marathon in Winamac has a reputation built on getting things done right. With 30 years experience as an ASE Master Auto Technician, Dean Wentz is the right choice for the auto repairs or service. From auto computer diagnostic checks to new batteries and tires, they can take care of it all. Howard's Marathon is a proud supporter of area high school sports and wishes all teams a great season. Howard's Marathon, 121 South Monticello Street in Winamac. Call 574-946-6894.
We thank Farm Fertilizer for sponsoring today's broadcast. Call them at 574-867-2441. That's Farm Fertilizer, helping to move the bar on yield and crop investment returns. Hey, Mark's Body Shop in Knox is proud to be part of the broadcast this evening. If you ever need collision repair, contact Mark at 574-772-7003. 1-1 here in a regional championship round between the Morgan Township Cherokees and the Tri-Township Tigers. I am Mitch Columbi doing play-by-play along with our sports analyst Chris McGowan and Kevin Hannon. I think it's safe to say by now we know you guys are very confident in the game of baseball.
Well, thank you.
Confident or competent?
Both.
Okay.
It's always fun to do a game with you guys. What I counted there in that inning was Jack Wheeler unofficially 29 pitches there.
Yeah, that's what I had also. He's made him at 52 for the game.
Stewart, 21 in the first, 14 in the second, did a much better job, but 1 run did cross. At the time, the Cherokees took the lead 1-0, but the Tigers getting that tying run, how important was that to do it right away?
To answer right back, yeah, that was huge. And again, each team has 1 hit, so it's come down to the free bases we've talked about. And in a game like this, you can't give up free bases.
Stewart still on the mound for the Tigers. He deals his first pitch to number 5, the number 9 hitter Brady Walters, up top for ball 1. Walters, the first baseman for the Cherokees, comes into today 185 average, his 77th appearance as a junior on this Morgan Township squad. The next pitch misses for ball 2. And right to work, the 2-0. Inside, up top, ball 3.
And again, you can't give up a leadoff walk like you did the last inning, which allowed that run to score.
3-0 from Stewart.
Another free base.
And he will walk the number 9 hitter Brady Walters. We go back to the top of the batting order. Grant Calger, the center fielder, for his second appearance on the day. What was he able to accomplish at his first at bat?
Struck out looking in its first at bat. Worked the count to full, and then took strike 3.
A left-handed hitter, Calger, will step in, and Stewart will deal. Up top, ball 1. Calger, a senior on this team, a .405 average, his 89th appearance, second today. The 1-0. Finds the zone, strike 1.
I was curious to see if that count went 2-0 with your number 2 hitter, or an actual leadoff hitter, whether or not you were maybe go a little hit and run action.
Yeah, I would think the take was still on there, but we'll see here what they choose to do.
1-1 from Stewart. Swung on, popped up foul, out of play, makes it 1-2 now.
Yeah, good cut there. Just missed that.
One, two's the count. Stewart shakes off the first sign from Vernich. He takes the second one. He's ready to go, and now a time here by Grant Calger. Now, what's the thinking on that? Just to kind of throw him off a little bit?
A little bit. A little gamesmanship.
1-2. Evens up at 2-2 now.
Not much of a lead over there by Walters.
Yeah.
So they're going to play this straight up offensively.
He checks the runner at 1, and Stewart will deal the 2-2. Oh, man, he is going to bean Grant Calger, and he will take his base here. And there's the home plate umpire. Oh, I thought he was going out there to say something.
No, just deliver the
We don't need warnings at this point in inning 3 of a regional, and there was no intent there.
And now here comes Coach is that Sanchez?
Coach Sanchez, yeah, that was just a breaking ball that got away from him, and Dylan's out there cleaning his cleats again.
With a tool I don't know if I've seen before.
Just a stick.
This is how they did it in the 1900s. He is cleaning his cleats as assistant coach Sanchez is out there having a chat with the infield. As Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack in Winamac is proud to be part of the broadcast today. Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack provides all your printing, screen printing, apparel, and embroidery needs. Call 574-946-3551 and ask for Tina if you want to look cool like the KVB crew. We appreciate them and their support toward helping continue the tradition. I'm working on your shirt, Kevin, I promise.
I was going to say, we got to get Coach Hannon some swag.
I'm working on it. I'm going to call Tina next week. We'll get you set for next season.
Well, I appreciate that.
Bunt shown, lays it right in front of Stewart. He throws over to first, and he's safe. He threw too high, and Ethan Daly had to jump in the air to grab it, and at that time, that allowed Logan Atchison to get to first. So now the bases are loaded here in the bottom of the third, 1-1, and we see now Cal Lemon step up. Chris, this is a situation here.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Tri-Township keeping their infielders back.
First pitch from Stewart to Lemons is a ball. Bases loaded, no outs. What an opportunity for the Cherokees here. 1-0 from Stewart. Swing and a miss, blew it by for strike 1.
Yeah, really just kind of a lackadaisical throw there by Stewart to first base.
That pocket radar would have come in handy today. Ooh, inside, gets past Vernich. The go-ahead run will cross. And now, yep. So both runners will advance to 2 and 3. The go-ahead run crosses. That is number 5, Brady Walters, the first baseman. So now the Cherokees lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the third, and 2 runners in scoring position with no outs. Lemons, the left-handed hitter, steps back in. The 2-1 from Stewart.
And the heart of the order up for Morgan Township. So the Cherokees in business here.
And with Stewart out of the windup here, I'm a little surprised that we haven't thought about a squeeze bunt here.
3-1 from Stewart. Popped up foul, out of play. Full count now. Lemons, a freshman on this Cherokees team, a .284 average. 3-2. He will walk. It gets past Vernich. Another run will cross, and that is number 13, Grant Calger. So now it is 3-1. The Cherokees lead. Runners in the corners with no outs. Stewart is having a rough inning right now.
Yeah, all this has happened with nobody putting the ball in play.
Well, other than the bunt.
Yeah, with the exception of the bunt, but
which should have been out number 1.
Designated hitter, Chase Rosenbaum.
So Rosenbaum will step in, the right-handed hitter, the designated hitter. First pitch from Stewart. Finds the zone, and advancing to 2 is Cal Lemons. So the Cherokees have 2 runners in scoring position. And he will deal the 0-1. Little chin music there for Rosenbaum. He dips out of the way for ball 1.
But again, it's just a summation of all the walks and then the pass balls. Those weren't wild pitches. The catcher's got to catch those. I mean, it might have been a little inside, but you got to squeeze it.
Rosenbaum. Oh,
that
no.
was tough.
Another pitch gets past Vernich, and that allows another run to cross. It's number 3, Logan Atchison. So now it is 4-1. The Cherokees lead. Here in the bottom of the third, they have brought 3 runs across. Rosenbaum, a junior, a .318 average. He has 14 RBIs on the season. He's hoping to add another one here with a runner on third. 90 feet away. The 2-1. And it gets past Vernich again, way up top, and that'll bring another run across in number 1, Cal Lemons. So that emptied the bases. It's now 5-1, Chris.
Yeah, not one hit. Not one.
And I hate to second-guess other coaches, but at this point, I mean, Stewart might need a little talking to. Might not be a bad time to take a little break, go out there and calm him down.
3-1 from Stewart. Misses the zone, and he will walk Chase Rosenbaum. With no outs, the Cherokees have no plans to stop the bleeding. The Tri-Township Tigers are trying to stop the bleeding, and here comes head coach Mike Shinrod to have a word with Dylan Stewart. Second mound visit today. First was with assistant coach Sanchez. Now it is with Mike Shinrod, and I think Dylan Stewart's day will come to an end here. It looks like they are going to bring in, I'm waiting to see, I want to say it looks like Cade Koselke potentially. Yes, it is Cade Koselke who will come in relief for Dylan Stewart. He pitched all the way here up to what? How many innings would you count this? 3 and a...
3+. Or 2+. 2 innings.
So now Cade Koselke will go through some warm-up pitches with Cody Vernich. The Cherokees are feeling very, very confident right now. You can hear him in the dugout. in talking to head coach Mike Shinrod, we were chatting about head coach John Smith of the Morgan Township Cherokees. From what head coach Shinrod said, he had talked with head coach Smith earlier in the season. This is Coach Smith's last season as the head coach of Morgan Township. He wants to I guess he has a baby on the way. So he wants to have more time to be with the family.
Yeah, those do tend to take a lot of time and effort.
You have firsthand knowledge, I guess.
I have 2 boys. Now they're both grown and older and on their own. So, but yeah, I remember those days.
So Cade Koselke will be on the mound. It looks like Dylan Stewart will go to third.
Yeah, just going to flip there, Cade Koselke and Dylan Stewart.
Koselke on the year, on the mound, I should say, is a 2.62 ERA. He's 2-1 on the season, a .667 winning percentage. This is his 6th appearance of the season. And he will face, for his first pitch, it's number 6, Bradley Ferris, the catcher.
Now batting for Morgan.
So here comes Brad. He'll step in for his 2nd appearance on the day. Koselke deals. And it will graze Bradley Ferris, and that means he will take his base. So now 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position, and a courtesy runner. That is Carter Thibodeau, the sophomore, at first for Ferris. Now we see Matt Lowenthal, the right fielder, step in for his 2nd plate appearance on the day. Coach?
Walked in his first at bat, stole 2nd.
Right-handed hitter facing right-handed pitcher in Cade Koselke. Bunt showed, pulled back, ball 1.
Just a tough situation for Tri-Township right now. Still have nobody out, runners on. Just one thing at a time.
Bunt shown again by Lowenthal. He pulls it late. Ball 2.
I mean, yeah, you just look out there at the scoreboard. 5 runs on 1 hit. 1 hit.
Yeah.
And as a coach, that
yeah, 5 walks and 2 hit by pitches so far.
And the next pitch will get past Vernich, advancing both runners, and now they are in scoring position with no outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. This has been an inning the Cherokees wanted, and they're getting it right now. 5-1 is the lead here in this regional championship matchup. Koselke, the 3-0, and he will walk, loading the bases. Matt Lowenthal takes his base with no outs. The bleeding just continues here, as now we will see Matt Seimer, the 2nd baseman, for his 2nd appearance on the day.
Yeah, he had this sac fly back in the 2nd to plate the game's first run.
Koselke right to work, inside, ball 1. Tough situation here. The 1-0. Swung on, popped up high. Runners will tag up. It's Blaine Rush, the shortstop, grabbing it. They are telling the runners to stay put. So there is out number 1, but the bases are still loaded, Coach.
Yeah, with 1 out, and I don't know. You can't give up any more runs if you're Tri-Township. So, I mean, you got to have the infielders come in, because anything hit to short or 2nd right now, you're giving up another run.
Yeah, and you're down at the bottom of the order, so yeah, I think you want to hold him here at 5 if at all possible.
That pitch found the zone for strike 1 from Koselke. Next pitch swung on, popped up high. Runners will tag up. It looks like it's the center fielder. I believe that is, yes, Tanner Ringel. And tagging at 3rd, bringing another run across, is number 17 for the Cherokees, Chase Rosenbaum. So a sac fly brings him home. It's now 6-1, Cherokees lead.
And back, it seems like a half hour ago, Brady Walters led this inning off with a walk.
First pitch to Walters inside. They call that a strike?
Yes.
Strike one. Koselke. Chopper to third. Stewart has it. Tags the bag, and that is out number 3. The Tigers finally get out of the inning, but 5 important runs cross for the Morgan Township Cherokees. We will pause and take a break. Coming back for the top of the 4th, you're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
The key to high-yielding crops is accurate and dependable soil testing. This is Andy Awald of Farm Fertilizers and Seeds. Having the right information to make the most profitable fertility decisions is what Image Services from Farm Fertilizers and Seeds is all about. We combine cutting-edge technology and computerized record-keeping with a common-sense approach to soil sampling and fertilizer recommendations. Whether it be by management zone for field-level applications or grid-based for variable rate applications, count on Image Services by Farm Fertilizers and Seeds for your soil service needs this fall.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Todd and Josh Lawrence of Lawrence Farms. We thank Todd and Josh Lawrence for supporting local high school sports. Zingo Express of Knox is also a proud sponsor of today's action. Stop by Zingo Express at Knox and fuel up both you and your vehicle the Zingo Expressway. We go to the top of the 4th. Mitch Columbi, along with Chris McGowan and Kevin Hannon. The rain has held off here in LaPorte, Indiana, at LaPorte High School. Beautiful field here. I believe it's called Schreiber Field. Schreiber Field, excuse me. Thank you, Chris. Beautiful field here, and man, what an inning it was there for the Cherokees, guys. Let's start with you, Chris.
Yeah, again, 6 runs on one hit. It was just a merry-go-round there, a carousel with the walks and wild pitches and pass balls. Just a very ugly inning, for a lack of a better term, for the Tri-Township Tigers.
What do they have to do to turn things around, Kevin?
Yeah, and just piggybacking on that from the last inning, they scored 5 runs there in the 3rd, 4 walks, 2 hit by pitches, and the sacrifice bunt was the only were the only balls put in play. They just need to hang in there, stay the course, and try to start scrapping back one at a time here.
So for the Tri-Township Tigers, we will see Cody Vernich, the cleanup hitter, step in for his 2nd appearance on the day. Swings and misses the first offered pitch from Jack Wheeler.
And again, if you're Tri-Township, what you need base runners. You're not going to get 5 runs on one swing. So again, you got to get guys on base, and you got to try to flip the pressure and put it back on Morgan Township.
Next pitch is a ball, so Wheeler will deal the 1-1. Hits the dirt, ball 2. Vernich had that most important hit this past week on Monday. Really showed up for the Tigers. First time they'd won a sectional championship since 2002. What a moment it was for them. 2-1 from Wheeler. Outside, ball 3. Vernich staying patient.
Yeah, that's what he has to do. Anyway on at this point, like Coach McGowan said.
3-1 from Wheeler finds the zone for strike 2, and it's a full count.
Yeah, I think we're going to see just power versus power right here. I think Wheeler's just going to come right at him and say, hit it if you can.
The payoff. Ooh.
And you almost hit him. So
and he will walk Vernich.
Overthrew right there. It was power versus power, and he just overthrew.
So Vernich will get on base with no outs. That's the start the Tigers were looking for. Now they need to build off of it. We will see Cade Koselke, now the pitcher for the Tigers, step in to the box. Cade Koselke comes into today a .250 average. Left-handed hitter facing the right-handed Wheeler. First pitch up top, ball 1. Wheeler had a long break there. Had plenty of time to rest up for this inning. As the next pitch is low and in the dirt for ball 2. A good stop there by the catcher for Morgan Township. That's Bradley Ferris. We've seen some wild pitches in this game by both pitchers. Weather definitely part of the issue. Rain has held off, though. It has completely stopped, it looks like, as here's a big hit into the gap between left and center field. They are telling the runner to get all the way to 3. Oh my gosh, he's being told to go home now. Sliding in, and he is safe. He gets home. Now advancing to 3 is Cade Koselke. So 1 run crosses for the Tigers. Explain that one.
Well, that was just really, for a lack of a better explanation, a kid without very much base running expertise there in Ethan Hood. He was the coach, third base coach, was telling telling Koselke at second to stop at second, but he was telling Ethan to keep going, and Ethan read the signs wrong. Ethan thought he was telling him to stop.
I see.
But again, that's just a kid with not the experience on the base paths to understand that as a third base coach, not only is he coaching you, but he's also coaching the kid behind you. So you got to know when he's talking to you and when he's not talking to you. But again, that comes with knowing where the ball is, and it's in front of you. As you're rounding second base, you should see that they haven't even picked it up yet. So you're in your mindset, you got to have the aggressiveness. I'm scoring. But again, like I said, he looked up at the wrong time and saw Coach Shinrod talking to Koselke at second base to hold up. But it ended up working out. Got lucky and worked out. So again, finally the second hit for the Tri-Township Tigers. Only the third hit on the day for both teams combined.
John Smith. Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say John Smith, sensed that Wheeler needed a little bit of a blowout there and went out. Probably a good time out there.
He now faces Lucas Kaiser after the mound visit. First pitch is a ball. Another run. No.
Yeah, but right here, I mean, the Tri-Township, you got your third run, 90 feet. There's no outs. Again, just like we talked about, you just got to chip away at it, and you push this one across. It's a 6-3 ball game. So again, you're right back in it.
1-1 from Wheeler, misses the zone. This is Lucas Kaiser for his second plate appearance on the day, Coach.
Yeah, Kaiser flew out to the pitcher, his first at bat.
The 2-1 from Wheeler. Chopper
nice
back
play
to Wheeler. He grabs it, throws over to first for out number 1. And that will retire Lucas Kaiser, bringing up Tanner Ringel, who, he got on base at his first at bat. What did he do?
Got hit by a pitch.
That's
and
right.
right there, the contact play not on for the Tri-Township Tigers.
Good thing.
Yeah, good thing, because that's, as the guy on third base, the ball hit right back to the pitcher is always the toughest one. But, hey, if the contact play's on, as soon as there's contact, you're going.
1 out, 1 on. Top of the 4th. 1 run has already crossed. Ringel takes the first pitch, a called strike. He'll step off the rubber. Taking a little breather here with Cade Koselke on 3. You better believe Cade wants to bring this run home.
And I know it's 6-2 and you're looking for this third run here. I wouldn't put it past here for a bunt. I don't know what lacrosse's history is over the year of playing small ball, but not a bad spot to try it right here.
If they do. Usually it is a Tanner Ringel who does put a bunt down.
1-1 count. Wheeler will step off again. It is really muddy on that mound. You've seen both pitchers, all 3 pitchers now that we've seen, having to clean their cleats every few pitches. 1-1 from Wheeler. Popped up high by Tanner Ringel. And it's over the fence, out of play. Foul ball, 1-2 the count now.
A lot of foul territory here at Schreiber Field, so first baseman had a long way to go to get to the fence there.
One-two count with 1 out. Wheeler deals to Ringel.
No, you got to wear that.
Almost grazed his elbow again.
I'm not sure it wasn't a strike. He is right on top of the plate.
You got to turn your shoulder into that and take that one off the shoulder blade.
2-2. Misses the zone again. I love the animation from the the home plate umpire. If it's not a strike, he just stays crouched like this. If it's a strike, he gets real animated with it. Full count from Wheeler. Time from Ringel. First 2 innings went very fast. Things have slowed down here considerably. Wheeler.
Foul ball. Oh.
And it looks like the catcher may have gotten hit there by that pitch.
He took the foul tip there. Might have caught him in the upper thigh.
He's going to walk it off. You see the first person to him was Jack Wheeler, the pitcher.
Actually, it looks like maybe he caught him on the top of the foot.
Hopping around a little bit. Yeah, it looks like right off the top of the left foot.
The dogs are barking.
Gives him a chance to show off the pink headgear that matches his wristbands back there behind the plate.
And now you see that the home plate umpire is having a conversation with Jack Wheeler.
Just giving a little courtesy.
Yeah, giving the catcher a little bit more time to walk it off.
So full count here from Jack Wheeler to Tanner Ringel, who is being very patient at this at-bat here.
This is a big out for Morgan Township.
Ringel has 10 RBIs on the season. He has an on-base percentage of .417. The 3-2 from Jack Wheeler. And he will walk Tanner Ringel. My goodness, very, very patient by Tanner. He takes his base. Runners in the corners for the Tigers. This will bring up Ethan Daly, the first baseman.
He flied out to right field back in the third.
And then you're looking to just do the same thing here because a fly ball with 1 out scores Kaselke from third. And again, that's a huge run. Still a lot of baseball to be played.
Wheeler deals his first pitch to Daly. There goes Ringel to take 2. They will allow it to happen, so 2 runners in scoring position for the Tigers. 6-2, the Cherokees lead. A regional championship is on the line.
Now again, I think a base hit to the outfield. I don't think Ringel's scoring because again, the outfielders are very shallow.
1-0 from Wheeler. Called strike, evens up at 1-1.
Yeah, that ball's there out on the outside corner, and I don't think he can hit that ball with where his front foot ends up.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss by Daly. 1-2 now the count.
And right there, if he was going to get a pitch to hit in this at bat, that was it.
Yeah.
That ball come up there. That was a hanger that come up there just screaming hit me.
Daly.
Wheeler got away with a mistake there.
Daly, a sophomore on this Tigers team, swings on the 1-2, chopper foul down the left field line. You see Wheeler smiling there as he takes his hat off.
Yeah, he knows he got away with 2 right there.
Yeah, pitch is not where he wanted to put him. And I don't understand here in this situation. I know they're trying to keep that runner at second relatively close, but shortstop's really doing a lot of moving, getting out of position here.
Swing and a miss by Ethan Daly. He goes down on the strikeout for out number 2. And this will bring the number 9 hitter, Colin McCardle.
Yeah, he struck out back in the third.
McCardle has 2 RBIs coming into today. This would be a very opportune time for him to add to that, as here is Jack Wheeler knocking off the mud. I think he said the tool on the mound isn't good enough, give me a bat. He is literally knocking his cleats with a bat to get that mud off.
Yeah, right on the infield grass, too. A nice place to put it.
Yeah. Well, that'll teach them to have a cleat cleaner on the mound then. Colin McCardle, the left-handed hitter, faces Jack Wheeler for his second time today. A strike is called as he lets it blow by.
And Colin's another one, that front foot stepping towards the left-handed batter, stepping towards first base, big time. So, again, low and away.
0-1. Called strike again. Now behind in the count is Colin McCardle.
Right here, be heads up if you're the runner at third, maybe trying to overthrow something, bounces a curveball.
Ooh, just as you said that.
Great block. Great block back there by the catcher. To throw that pitch, the pitcher has to have confidence in his catcher.
Right.
1-2 from Wheeler to McCardle. 2 in scoring position with 2 outs. Inside, ball 2. Good eye by Colin.
Again, you need base runners. And I know it's saying something that nobody wants to stand in front of a 90-mile-an-hour fastball and get hit by it, but
2-2 from Wheeler to McCardle.
That's a base hit.
It's a base hit. It's fair. He is telling the next runner to go home. Tanner Ringel's going to bring a run across, and Colin McCardle will stand in with a 2 RBI double. What an opportune moment for Colin McCardle.
Yeah, just inside out that pitch right down the third base line, and I'll tell you what, we've got ourselves a ball game.
Back to the top of the order for the Tigers, shortstop Blaine Rust.
Well, if you know anything about Tri-Township, they're not going to go down easy. They didn't get here by fluke. This has been all by design. Wanting to win a sectional championship since they were in Little League. They check back at the runner at 2. McCardle tags the bag. He's safe. We go back to the top of the batting order. It is Blaine Rust who had a big base hit at his last at bat. Next pitch by Wheeler up top, and you saw Rust kind of dip down a little bit. 1-0 count here with McCardle in scoring position. The score is now 6-4.
Yeah, earlier we talked about someone unsung maybe at the bottom of the lineup coming up big for your team here in the regional, and so far McCardle has been that guy.
Oh,
foul ball.
And it will go foul down the left field line. Blaine Rust almost had it.
How aggressive are you here with this runner on second base if you get a base hit, Coach?
As shallow as Morgan's outfielders are, I don't know, outfielders picking up a wet ball, I say take a chance.
1-1 count here from Jack Wheeler to Blaine Rust with 2 outs.
And right there, you know, that foul ball by Blaine Rust, what I didn't like was the fact that, I know there's 2 outs, but last thing you want to do if you're Colin McCardle is run into a tag. Make them throw the ball across the diamond.
Next pitch. Outside, 3-1 the count. Rust has 12 RBIs on the season.
So right here, should get a pitch to hit. We'll see what he does.
3-1 count. Wheeler to deal. And it finds the zone as Rust lets it go by. Full count here from Jack Wheeler to the leadoff man for the Tigers, Blaine Rust. Chopper to third. Throws over to first. Not in time. And advancing to 3 is Colin McCardle. My goodness, Blaine Rust turned on the Jets.
That's something you don't see very often, a pop-up slide to first base. Usually you're going in head first, you're diving, but he did a pop-up slide there to first.
Not the quickest way to get there, but
it worked.
But he got the job done.
So Noah Kneifel will come up to bat for his 3rd appearance this afternoon. The Tigers are answering the call from that huge inning from Morgan Township. They've put 2 runs on themselves here in this inning.
And if there's a kid that's due in this Tri-Township lineup, it's Noah Kneifel. He's been struggling here the last week and a half or so, putting the ball in play. So if the law of averages average out, he's due for a base knock.
Next pitch from Wheeler. 0-1 swung on. It'll be a base hit. It drops in front of the left fielder. Colin McCardle will bring another run home. It's 6-5 now, and here comes head coach John Smith for his second mound visit. Oh no, we've got another error. Blaine Rust is trying to get to 3. He slides in safe. Now he's being told to go home. The tying run. Blaine Rust will bring it home, and the Tigers answer here in the top of the 4th. This is regional championship baseball. You can feel it.
Well, hold on a second. We're going to see, because the coach was actually walking out onto the field. Morgan Township still throwing the ball around.
Did they call time?
Well, we're trying to see if anybody had called time. But what happened was on the throw back to the pitcher, got away from Wheeler, and then that's when Rust took third base.
Infield umpires coming together here.
So this is a big ruling right here. They're going to allow it to stand, it looks like. So now Dylan Stewart.
It's a 6.
So 6-6 is the score now. That huge inning by Morgan Township.
Negated.
And then the Tigers answer the call.
But here's the difference, though. You know, Morgan Township put those 5 runs on the board in the bottom of the 3rd inning with really it was all Tri-Township doing it. I mean, Tri-Township has been their best team and the worst team all at the same time. You know, all those walks and pass balls and hit by pitches.
Yep. Lacrosse is doing this by base hits, putting the ball in play.
Exactly.
And with 2 outs.
Dylan Stewart thought he was going to get walked there, but
no, they're going to pitch to him. So a runner in scoring position for the Tigers. The go-ahead run.
They are going to put him on.
They are going to put Dylan Stewart on.
Well, wait. Well, okay. So
no,
now
they're not.
Oh, so somebody make up their mind. What's going on here?
And now they'll decide.
Now they're okay.
So Dylan Stewart will take his base. He has intentionally walked where he had struck out both plate appearances up to that point, right, Coach?
Yes.
He has given his base, and now this will bring up the cleanup hitter, Cody Vernich, for another big opportunity we've seen him have in these moments with 2 on, 1 in scoring position. Top of the 4th, the Tigers have put 5 runs on in this inning. They matched Morgan Township's 5 in the bottom of the 3rd.
And again, it seems like a half hour ago, but Cody Vernich led this inning off with a walk and scored a run.
My goodness. Jack Wheeler to the left-handed hitter, Cody Vernich. He'll get a piece of it, and they're calling it a hit.
No,
a foul.
Fouled it off his foot there. More dogs barking.
Yeah, he is really shaken up here. It looks like it's his left foot, just like the catcher's left foot was.
That's something you don't see very often, a kid fouling a pitch off his back foot. Of course, you don't see very many left-handed catchers either.
Outside, ball 1. Unofficially, Coach, and you can correct me, I have 39 pitches in this inning from Jack Wheeler. Unofficially.
Yeah, it sounds about right. He's thrown a bunch here.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2's the count to Cody Vernich.
A little late on that pitch.
Wheeler does not want to let that go-ahead run cross here. It's tied up 6-6. Finds the zone for strike 3, and going down looking is Vernich. He's so upset with himself. 2 runners left stranded, 1 in scoring position, but 5 very important runs crossed for the Tigers as they tie this ball game up. This is the 4th inning stretch. Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning is helping continue this wonderful tradition on KVB's WKVI. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give third-generation owner Brian Hammond a call at 574-936-4660, serving the local area since 1936. We appreciate Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning and their support toward helping continue this tradition. It's the fourth inning stretch, sponsored by Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Since 1936, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning have always taken pride in doing the job right. Third-generation owner Brian Hammond and his family have always set the standard when it comes to taking care of all your heating and cooling needs. Making your home a comfortable home is the absolute top priority. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give them a call at 574-936-4660. Follow them on Facebook. Let Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning help you take control of your comfort.
Back at LaPorte High School, Mitch Columbia along with Chris McGowan and Kevin Hannon, we have a tie ball game here in the regional championship between the Morgan Township Cherokees and the Tri-Township Tigers. Culver's Portside Marina is proud to be part of the broadcast this afternoon. They are also proud to announce they are expanding to Bass Lake. Slip rentals, boat storage, and self-service fuel pumps will all be available this summer at Bass Lake. Call them at 574-842-5000. That's Culver's Portside Marina. We go to the bottom of the fourth. My goodness, fellas.
Yeah, 5 runs on 4 hits right there for the Tigers to get themselves back in this thing.
Yeah, I don't think people understand how huge of an inning that was for Tri-Township, because what that did, number one, you got Jack Wheeler up to 94 pitches, so he's got 26 pitches that he can use for 3 innings. So you're probably going to end up chasing him. But also, more importantly than that, is the fact that Morgan Township is going to have to go through the top of the order of Tri-Township to get out of this game with a win. So Tri-Township doing a very good job of flipping the lineup there in that inning.
Yeah, and getting him up to 94 pitches is huge. With what you said. He could reach his limit in the fifth,
right?
The way things are going here.
It's the leadoff man for the Morgan Township Cherokees. It's Grant Cowger. He'll swing on the first offered pitch, and it is a base hit back to left field. So Cowger starts this inning off for the Cherokees the way they wanted.
Yeah, leadoff man, base hit, start the innings. Perfect. He's been on base 2 out of his 3 at-bats.
And it's Atchison, the senior, 278 average on the year. It's his 3rd appearance on the day, Coach.
He bunted in the 3rd and reached on a walk in the 1st.
1 on, no outs. Bottom of the 4th, 6-6 in this regional championship matchup. There goes the runner to take 2. Cody Vernich throws down, not in time. And Cowger slides in safe head first. He is now in scoring position right away.
Yeah, in this position, same as he did back in the 3rd. He bunted on this 2nd pitch. I'm not sure he'll do that here. Might give him a chance to swing the bat.
Next pitch from Koselke, foul tip from Logan Atchison.
I mean, it may have changed the approach that they have at the plate. Cade Koselke does throw the ball pretty hard, but he doesn't throw it as hard as Dylan Stewart. So,
oh no, Koselke's next pitch gets past Vernich, and that will allow Atchison to now get all the way to 3rd. So the go-ahead run 90 feet away for the Cherokees. It seems like both teams have an answer. It could go down to the final inning.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a few more runs scored here today.
Koselke, the 2-1. Outside, good catch there by Vernich. For ball 3 now to Logan Atchison.
And we saw 4 innings of relief out of Vernich on Monday.
Yeah.
Not sure, we might not be too far away from that.
3-1. And he will walk Logan Atchison, as that was ball number 4. So runners on the corners for the Cherokees. This will bring up Cal Lemons, the 3rd baseman, for his 3rd appearance on the day, Coach.
Yeah, so far today, Lemons walked and scored back in the 3rd, struck out in the 1st.
Left-handed hitter Cal Lemons will step in to face the right-handed pitcher Cade Koselke. He will deal. There goes Atchison to take 2. They'll let it happen. So 2 runners in scoring position for the Cherokees.
Still nobody out.
The 1-0. Misses the zone for ball 2 now.
Again, all just the free bases that we've talked about all game that Tri-Township has given up. They're lucky they're not getting 10-run ruled.
Yeah, just the between the wild pitches, pass balls, just been a long couple innings for the Tiger pitchers.
Inside to Lemons, it's now ball 3, no strikes with no outs, runner on third. Koselke called strike. Lemons comes in today, .297 batting average. He has 10 RBIs up to this point, an opportunity to add to that here. Finds the zone, strike 2, full count now.
Same pitch, whatever that pitch is, keep
it right
calling
there.
it.
Outside corner there.
Big hit back to right field. It will be gloved. Now tagging up is Grant Cowger, and he will bring the go-ahead run across. It is now 7-6. The Cherokees lead.
And there, I'm really surprised there was no attempt at the lead runner.
Well, actually, he had no intention of tagging up until he saw the basically the lackadaisical throw to the second baseman.
Yeah, it was a relatively shallow fly ball to right, and there was no play on the runner at the plate.
So just outside, first pitch here from Cade Koselke, ball 1 to number 17, Chase Rosenbaum, the cleanup hitter.
But again, you're not in that situation for Tri-Township if you don't walk him and give up a stolen base and a pass ball.
1-0 from Koselke. Foul tip. 1-1 now the count. We appreciate you joining us here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. If you heard the Saturday Sports Line this morning, we named our Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Year from Winamac. It's Maggie Smith. Congratulations to her, as here is a line drive to Dylan Stewart at 3, and he gets the out for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 4th.
Kneifel a little late there getting to the bag. Could have had a double play there, but again, not...
That ball was hit well, just position perfect. Didn't have to move. Caught it about 6 inches off the ground. Big spot here for Koselke now, possibly getting out of this inning.
He will deal his first pitch to Bradley Ferris, who pops one up foul out of play. 0-1 count with 2 outs, a runner in scoring position. The Cherokees have already had 1 run cross here in the bottom of the 4th. They lead 7-6.
Ferris today had a single in the 2nd, hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Hit by a pitch in the 4th.
Standing right on top of the plate.
And Ferris will take his base.
Seems like it got the catcher, too. So it got Ferris.
Oh, man.
And then it got the catcher as well.
Did I steal your job there doing play-by-play?
No,
okay.
Not at all.
Just right on cue.
No, it was just funny. You had said what he'd had happened to him, and then it happened again. So it just played off of what you were saying there, Coach. So
well, that's my kind of player right there. You know, hitting middle of the lineup that is willing to do whatever it takes to get on base. I want that kid on my team any day.
So now 2 runners on for the Cherokees. Cody Vernich, this is the 2nd time he has gone down to 1 knee. He's been shaken up in this game. Both catchers for that matter.
Oh yeah, catching's not for the faint of heart.
And Cody Vernich has put a lot of steps in between home plate and the backstop today too.
He's worn out.
He's gonna need a nap this afternoon at some point.
Oh man. Whew. So back to work. Cade Koselke will deal his first pitch to number 8, Matt Lowenthal, who fouls one off out of play.
Lowenthal has walked in both his previous appearances today.
Oh, 1 from Koselke. Misses for ball 1. Lowenthal with an on-base percentage of .491. Takes the 1-1. It gets past Vernich, advancing both runners to 2 and 3. So now they are both in scoring position for the Cherokees, and that just really hurt you there, Chris, it looks like.
My mom always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
Well, you almost wonder how intact that mound is. Is he slipping? Is there footing issues as he deals the 2-1 up top for ball 3? You know, it's not just been the Tigers. We've seen Jack Wheeler have issues on the mound as well. The elements may have come into a play today. The 3-1 from Koselke, swung on, popped up high in the infield, throws to first, they get the out. My goodness. So does that run?
No,
that does not count. Blaine Russ, the shortstop, slings it on a frozen rope over to first base for out number 3. Only 1 run crosses for the Cherokees. It's the go-ahead run. 7-6, regional championship on KVB's WKVI.
Real magic is everywhere. It's in your mom's cooking, in 4-hour dinners with friends, in that first bite of something new, and in the fizz of a Coca-Cola. Now with so many options for less than $5, the Coca-Cola Value Collection will help you make the most out of every magic moment for so much less. Taste the magic for less with Coca-Cola.
This afternoon's broadcast is brought to you in part by Nepco Crane and Equipment Services, specializing in mobile crane service. Call Joas Nepp at 1-800-590-2272 for all your residential, commercial, and agricultural crane needs. We go to the top of the 5th. Mitch Columbi, along with Kevin Hannon and Chris McGowan. This has been a very fun baseball game to broadcast, Chris.
It has been. There's been, some runs scored, but it hasn't been... there's been 7 hits. We have as many errors as we do hits. So to me, it's kind of a
little sloppy.
It's an ugly baseball game, but
there has been some exciting moments.
It has been some exciting moments. You're right, but again, just some things that as a former baseball coach, you never want to second guess anybody, but you just the line drive to right field where you don't come up knowing that there's a guy on third base. You don't come up throwing to 4 because there's nobody else on base. You got to come up throwing to 4 because I just don't I don't know. I have no answer.
Yeah, but to get them out of that inning, I put a star on my scorebook around that play by Blaine Rust right there, because if Tri-Township's able to come all the way back in this one, that is going to be a huge thing, keeping that to a 1-run inning there. That's a great defensive play.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I actually just sent a message to Blaine's dad saying that play right there may have just saved the game for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's those little things. That's a tough play. I was getting ready to say that ball's falling into no man's land there behind the pitcher, and he made it just a great play.
Yeah, showed his athleticism right there.
Well, now we'll see the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Tigers. It's Cade Koselke up to bat first. I believe it's his 3rd appearance today, Coach.
3rd at bat, struck out in the 2nd, doubled, and scored in the 4th.
Yeah, hit one to left center there, a gapper for a double his last time up. So we'll see what happens here.
You got a photographic memory? You just remembered that play.
Well, I honestly... I'm pretty close to photographic memory.
Are you?
Yes.
Well, you are a math teacher.
And when you're telling people on the radio, they can't see it anyway.
So
they're going to believe you.
Lying.
Right. And there's another shot up the middle.
Big hit back to center field. It'll be a base hit for Cade Koselke.
So great start here for the Tigers.
So the tying run is on first for the Tigers, and now this brings up Lucas Kaiser for his third appearance today.
And so far, Kaiser's flied out to the pitcher and grounded out to the pitcher.
He's put the ball in play. So, last half inning, we never mentioned it, but Morgan Township did have a kid warming up down in the bullpen, like a left-hander.
Wheeler deals the first pitch to Kaiser, ball 1.
And that's something else as a coach I used to hate too. Right there, you're making your pitcher work extra by not giving him a good throw back to the mound. I mean, making him jump and leap. As a coach, that's just one of those little things that just aggravate the
you know what.
Oh, out of it.
1-0 from Wheeler. Finds the zone. Strike 1, 1-1 count.
I mean, he's out there working hard enough already. It's a 40-foot throw back to the mound.
1-1 from Wheeler. Misses. Ball 2.
That's one thing about the catching position. The good ones, the great ones, you don't even know they're there.
Right.
Ball doesn't leave the dirt. It gets back to the pitcher, and usually your team wins the game.
The 2-1. Chopped foul down the left field line, and Mike Shinrod gets to show off his athleticism there. Young coach. How old is Coach Shinrod, do you know?
I have no idea.
No, he's a Lewis Cass kid.
Yeah, he's a king.
That's trouble.
Here's a ground ball to third. Throws over to first. He's called out. He can't believe it. And the first base head coach can't believe it either.
I thought he pulled his foot there at first.
So that is the first out, but it does advance Cade Koselke to 2, so the tying run is in scoring position, and this brings up Tanner Ringel, who's had a really good afternoon so far.
He has had. He's walked, hit by pitch, scored 2 runs. So good day so far for the 7-hole hitter.
Ringel steps in. 1 out, 1 on, top of the 5th. Wheeler. Swing and a miss by Ringel for strike 1.
Little indecisive there on whether or not he wanted to swing. And a kid throwing this hard, you can't be indecisive.
Oh, 1 from Wheeler. Misses. They check down. The infield umpire at first. He says safe. Check swing from Tanner Ringel. 1-1 the count. Big at bat here for Ringel. Wheeler. Popped up foul out of play. Makes it 1-2.
Really good speed with Koselke there at second base, but again, it's going to have to be in the gap for him to score. Anything hit right to an outfielder, he's not scoring.
Next pitch misses for ball 2. It evens up at 2-2. Wheeler likes the sign. He kicks, he deals. Oh my gosh, finds the zone. Wow. And going down looking is Tanner Ringel. So that is out number 2, and it'll bring up Ethan Daly.
Yeah, Ethan's flied out to right and struck out in his 2 previous appearances.
First baseman, Ethan Daly.
Now I think you get really aggressive. I think anything hit to the outfield, you're trying to score Koselke with his speed.
It wouldn't surprise me here if Koselke.
Oh, no. They get Cade Koselke. He was just off the second base too far, and they pick him off for out number 3. That is how the Cherokees get out of the inning. The tying run is left stranded. We pause and come back. Bottom of the 5th action is on the way.
BP gasoline with Invigorate helps clean your engine and can give you more miles per tank. Continuous use may result in the following pleasant side effects: excessive smiling, feeling more relaxed, taking more drives just because, volunteering for carpool twice in a row, and bragging to your friends about how you use our best fuel ever. To find out if BP gasoline with Invigorate is right for you, stop by your local station to discover our best fuel ever. Versus minimum detergent gas. Average restored 3 to 5 miles per tank, based on fleet testing and based on what you drive and how you drive.
High school sports brought to you by Zingo Express.
Collins Insurance is part of the broadcast, taking care of all your insurance needs. Jim Collins told me to tell you, call him anytime at 574-772-6844. That's Collins Insurance, supporting local high school sports and what we do here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Bottom of the fifth, Mitch Columbia along with Chris McGowan and Kevin Hannon. Interesting scenario played out there. Kevin, you had mentioned something. You almost were about to say something, and then there it happened.
Yeah, right before Kozelke got picked at second, Chris had talked about getting aggressive in that situation, and I said, yeah, you might see Kozelke try to steal third. When you're down at the bottom of your lineup, 2 outs in the inning, doesn't hurt to be aggressive on the bases right there. You never want to get picked off, but, if you can maybe force Morgan into making a throwing error, making a mistake, you can steal a run right there in that situation, but it didn't work out for him.
And again, that's where communication, the guys in the dugout, the first base coach, the shortstop sneaks in behind. That's the one player that the guy leading off second base cannot see. I always told my kids when they were leading off second base, you're responsible for the second baseman because you can see him. We'll let you know where the shortstop's at. And again, just looks like a lack of communication because, that play wasn't even close there at second base for him to get picked off.
No.
Well, for the Cherokees, we will see the number 7, 8, 9 hitter. It starts off with Matt Seimer, his third appearance on the day, I believe. Right, Coach?
Yes, sacrifice fly in the second, flied out to short in the third.
First pitch offered from Cade Kozelke is a foul tip, chopped off.
And there we go. Throw back to the pitcher. Ends up at short.
It's just been kind of one of those days.
Just little things, I'm telling you.
Sloppy. Little sloppy.
Little things that just aggravate me.
Sharpen up here. 0-1. Kozelke. Up top, evens up at 1-1.
I've always been, no matter what sport I've coached, you got to do the little things right. Because eventually the little things start adding up to big things.
Seimer, a sophomore on this Cherokees team, a .289 on-base percentage. He takes the next pitch for a ball 2.
Whether it be football, basketball, baseball, track, wrestling. I've coached it all.
2-1. You forgot golf.
And golf, yes.
Cody Vernich, yeah, he has just had a day. You can see him just he is ready for this to be. And there you see Seimer coming over to talk to Vernich there.
Well, but again, that to me, that's I'm going to say it. I hate to say it, but that's a pitch that's at the knees. How does that hit the catcher? How do you not catch that How do you not catch that baseball? How do you let that ball even get to your body? That's my whole point.
Well, and that's kind of what we've been talking about. It's just been some unfortunate issues with the Tigers today, but they're hanging in there as he unfortunately will walk Seimer to take his base, down by 1 run. And if it wasn't for that spectacular 4th inning, it would be a lot uglier of a game.
Oh.
Absolutely. You're right there. That's played by the shortstop, and here we got another inning where I think Morgan will probably try to get that 8th one on the board.
Clint Lemons now in the box. Seimer takes to 2, and he will slide in safe. Vernich through to the second baseman for the Tri-Township Tigers. That was Noah Kneifel, but not in time. And now another run in scoring position for the Cherokees. 1-0. Chopper to short. Blaine Russ gets it, slings it over to first. He gets the out. That's why he is at short. First out of this bottom of the fifth.
I tell you what, that's impressive because that throw, that was a mile.
That was a
because he's deep. I mean, he's standing in the outfield grass when he fielded that ball.
Very impressive play by the senior Blaine Russ. This will now bring up Brady Walters, the number 9 hitter, for his third appearance.
He walked and reached on a fielder's choice back in the third.
Koselke deals inside, dipping out of the way is Walters for ball 1. I always feel awkward when I say Cherokees. It doesn't sound right. I feel like it should be Cherokee. Chopped foul. 1-1 the count. I guess it's plural?
It is plural.
Plural, yeah.
So even if you're talking singular, I'm still a Morgan Township Cherokees?
Cherokee.
Oh, so then you say Cherokee.
You're talking about more than one Cherokee.
I mean, I just
one Cherokee.
I mean, I just teach math for a living, but even I know that.
And I'm a gym teacher, but I got that figured out.
You're the media guy.
I just flap my gums.
Oh, boy.
1-2 gets past Burnich, advancing to 3 now. Oh, man. It is Matt Seimer, so another run 90 feet away for the Cherokees.
There you go. I mean, it's not like deer.
It's not deers.
It's not deers. Yeah. It's not that. It's not one of those words.
I was an only child, so I don't have a problem talking. 2-2 from Koselke. Up top, ball 3. It's a full count now.
But that pitch hasn't been called a strike all game.
Nope.
So.
Yeah, he's kept
that's
it
way
very.
That's way too close to take. I'm sorry.
Full count. Swing and a miss, and going down, swinging on the strikeout is Brady Walters for out number 2. And now this will bring up the leadoff man, Grant Calger.
Calger's been on base all day after he struck out in the first, but then he was hit by a pitch in the third, scored a run. Single in the fourth, stole second, scored a run. Big spot here. Get that insurance run home.
Pops one up high, back to left field. And it will be gloved by the left fielder of Tri-Township.
That's huge.
That's Colin McCardle on the play. Only one run crosses the go-ahead run. It's 7-6. The Morgan Township Cherokees lead the Tri-Township Tigers. We take a break and come back. Top of the 6th action on the way. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
It takes smart planning by a skilled expert to get you just the right heating, cooling, and energy-efficient system for your home. McGrath Refrigeration can install an affordable Armstrong air system that will cut your energy costs while enhancing your comfort. You'll see the difference in your first energy bill. Give McGrath Refrigeration your local Armstrong dealer a call today at 574-772-3575. That's 574-772-3575. McGrath Refrigeration, where the temperature is always just right.
Every morning, join Rich Wallen on the WKVI Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central. Catch local news as well for our area with Kankakee Valley Broadcasting News Director Anita Gooden, who covers news on WYMR and WKVI. You can catch our stories on WKVI.com and Max983.net to stay up to speed in your local area. Top of the 6th, 7-6 is the score. The Morgan Township Cherokees lead the Tri-Township Tigers. You're still waiting on me to mess up Cherokee and Cherokees, aren't you?
Oh, no, you're fine. I think I can help with this whole Pan thing. But anyway, new pitcher on the mound for the Cherokees, Grant Calger, number 13, the left-hander.
So that will be Jack Wheeler's day, and we will now see Grant Calger on the mound for the first time to finish things off. They are trying to get this win here. It's coming down to the last couple of innings here, Chris. What is something, if you're the head coach of Tri-Township, you're kind of saying to your guys here, you've only got this at bat and then the next in the 7th. What's your message?
Right now, you got to get guys on base. You're down to the number 8 hitter, so you got 8-9-1 this inning. So if you're going to make some damage or get this lead, this is the inning to do it, especially now with Wheeler out of the game. Morgan Township coming to the left-hander in Calgar, so going to be a different approach offensively for the Tigers at the plate.
Calgar 3-2 on the year as a senior on this Cherokee squad. He has a 2.82 ERA and a winning percentage of .600. This is his 9th appearance on the mound.
And I think he faced the Tigers in the one matchup they had earlier in the year that Tri-Township won 1-0. So,
yeah, and we've when I was coaching at Knox, we've faced this young man here a couple different times, and he's a lefty, doesn't throw overly hard. Hard to pick up the baseball your first at bat against him, so we'll see where he's.
Calgar's first pitch to Ethan Daly is in the zone for strike one. Ethan Daly, I believe, his 3rd appearance on the day.
Yeah, flied out to right and struck out back in the 4th.
0-1 from Calgar. Swing and a miss by Daly. Strike 2.
And that's where you can see the timing off. Calgar doesn't throw as hard
as Wheeler,
so he's way out in front of that breaking ball.
And you guys can't see this at home, but he's got the ball behind him, and then next thing you know, the ball pops out there, and it's hard to pick up.
Chopper to first. It'll be gloved by the first baseman, Brady Walters, and he tags the bag for out number 1, and Ethan Daly is retired. Bringing up Colin McCardle, who had a very good at-bat his last appearance, I believe.
2 RBIs, the 2 RBI doubles last at-bat down the third baseline.
You've kind of brought this up before. Several coaches like to put a really good hitter in that number 9 slot in hopes they get back to the top of the order quicker. And McCardle did just that at his last at-bat. We'll see what he has here against Calgar as the first offered pitch finds the zone for strike 1.
And it takes the right kind of kid to hit in the 9-hole, too, because what are you trained all the way up through Little League, Pony League? You're trained that you're the worst hitter on the team. And, so it takes that kid with the right mindset to convince him that he's important.
It's kind of like the kids that play in right field. What people don't understand, right field, you put your strongest arm in right field because they have the farthest throw. Getting these kids, out of that mindset of, okay, the kid can't catch a fly ball, let's stick him out and right.
Kind of, throws that out the window when you have that. McCardle swings on the next offered pitch. It was 1-1. Now it is 1-2.
He missed that ball by a foot.
Yeah, ball was in the right-handed batter's box.
It kind of tailed away there. 1-2 from Calgar, left-handed hitter versus left-handed pitcher. Ooh. Low, just low.
Calgar wanted that one.
He did. 2-2 count. McCardle staying patient. Looks like the rain is picked back up here just slightly in LaPorte. No thunder, no lightning. We play on.
That's strike 3.
And it finds the zone, and going down looking is Colin McCardle for out number 2, and this will bring up Blaine Rust, who has had a heck of a day.
I know, you look at matchups and, lefty, righty, left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter, but I'll be honest with you. When I played, I hated facing left-handed pitchers just for the simple fact that it seemed like the ball was always tailing a mile away from me. I mean, I got to the point where I bought 2 baseball bats. I had a 33-inch bat and a 34-inch bat, and anytime I'd face a left-hander, I used the 34-inch bat.
Back when I played, we didn't buy our own. The team had 2 bats, and
just
one
2.
was a 32 and one was a 33, and pick one. Let's go hit.
Yeah.
Now you see every kid walking up, they've got at least 2 bats in their bag. So,
personalized, too.
Absolutely.
I didn't like facing the left-handed pitchers.
Well, I know this isn't the same sport, but in basketball, I hated guarding left-handed players
because they do everything backwards.
It's just if he's a starter and he's a lefty, he's probably pretty good.
And they think differently as well.
They think
There's a good shot. I was watching a baseball game last night, and Sean Mania was in the dugout, and the Mets had just called up a lefty, and they were both sitting by themselves in the back of the dugout, and the announcers all made a quote that it's, yep, lefties always find each other.
Well, and now you coached Mania there at South Central, correct?
Yeah, briefly.
Next pitch misses for Calgar. It's now 3-0 to Blaine Rust, who's been very patient. He checks down to head coach Mike Shinrod, gets the call, and steps in.
I'm sure he has the take sign right here. Down by a run here in the later innings. Need a runner.
Calger finds the zone. Russ didn't even get into a stance. He just let it happen.
Wouldn't surprise me if he has the take sign again right here.
3-1 count. Calger kicks and deals. Inside, and he will walk Blaine Rust. He didn't like it. It got away from him. So Rust will get to first with 2 outs. We now see Noah Kneifel.
Now here's the other thing, too. With Blaine at first base, he's very aggressive on the base paths, but you want to see his best pickoff move before you try to steal.
Yeah, a little different with the lefty up there looking at you.
Kneifel, his 4th appearance on the day, right?
Yes, 4th appearance. He had an RBI single, walked, and struck out. But yeah, so getting back to Rust at first base, the last thing you want to do here is the tying run on base. You don't want to get picked off the bases. So we'll probably see a safe lead, and batter gets down in the count, then he might be more aggressive. He's out to a big lead.
He checks Rust at 1. Now he deals the first pitch to Kneifel. Oh, he didn't go.
That's hard. That's the tough angle there when you're leading off first base, but that's where the guy in the batter's box has to be telling him, go. Again, lack of communication right there, and it's the little things, because that he's advancing. He's in scoring position now. If Noah's letting him know that that's far enough away,
you can go. And you saw head coach Shinrod kind of give Rust a look, and Rust kind of just threw his hands up like, I didn't know. I didn't see it.
Couldn't see it.
1-0 from Calger to Kneifel. 2 outs, 1 on. Finds the zone. 1-1 now. I don't think he thought it was a strike. He stepped out of the box.
Oh, nice curveball there on the outer half.
Again, that ball coming up there screaming hit me.
1-1 from Calger. He delivers.
That one, too.
Right to short. Throws to second for out number 3. They get the advancing runner, Blaine Rust, out at 2. So that is the top of the 6th. We will come back for the bottom of the 6th. The Cherokees lead 7-6 here in regional championship action from LaPorte High School in LaPorte, Indiana. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Have you ever wondered how much I could sell my vehicle for? Well, Auto Park Chevrolet GMC can help with that. We're looking to buy your vehicle. It is a quick, simple process that puts money in your pocket. Stop by the Auto Park on Oak Road for one of our sales professionals to assess your vehicle and have a cash price for you in moments. If you're looking to trade, we have stacks of inventory for you to choose from, or you can walk away with a check in hand. Don't hassle with listing on Marketplace or waiting forever to sell it privately. Let us make you an offer today. Auto Park Chevrolet GMC. Check us out at www.autoparkchevroletbuickgmc.com or call 574-936-5590 or come to see us next to Walmart in Plymouth.
Today's regional broadcast is brought to you in part by 5 Star. We thank them for supporting local high school sports and remind you to shop local. That's 5 Star in the Knox Mall. Bottom of the 6th, Mitch Columbia along with Kevin Hannon and Chris McGowan. 7-6 is a score as the Morgan Township Cherokees lead the Tri-Township Tigers. Tough inning there for the Tigers at bat. It's all up to the top of the 7th now for them to have something to say. The Cherokees, though, I would assume we're going to try to add to this lead.
Big inning for Kate Kozelke right now to get them back into the dugout. They got the heart of their order coming up, and, everybody still believes you can come back from 1 run down. But you make it 2-3, you start letting doubt creep into your teammates' heads.
Well, and I assume if you're the Tigers, knowing you've already put 5 runs on in 1 inning, what's 1 more?
Right. Again, I would have liked to have seen the coach coming out in me there with Noah Kneifel, that backdoor curveball that he just turned his hands over on and hits hit a decent shot to short, but again, that's one of those. You take that outside pitch to right field, you're gonna hit a shot. But again, just turned his hands over. And
my goodness,
not the start you wanted at the Tri-Township right there. A fastball in the middle of the back.
Koselke deals the first pitch to Logan Atchison, and I believe it hit him in the helmet.
I believe it did too.
This should be interesting. When's the last time Tri-Township has had an inning where they haven't put the lead runner on?
You're going to make me go back and look at my chicken scratch on this scorebook. I'm not sure it's happened.
Yeah.
They struck out
maybe
leadoff man, yes.
Oh, my gosh. This one gets past Vernich, and he's just had about enough of it. That advances Logan Atchison to 2. I wasn't trying to be funny.
I laughed, but my gosh, that kid's had a day.
He's ready to go home.
Yeah.
After the win, of course.
He's still going to have a say in this. He's still got an at-bat coming up.
Yes, he does. 1-0 count, popped up high by Cal Lemons, and it'll be back to the left fielder, Colin McCardle. He gets it, and tagging up at 2 to go to 3 is Grant Cowger. So now another run 90 feet away for the Cherokees.
And that's a big run right there. But again, you hit the batter. You have a pass ball.
Yeah, just the couple things that have kind of bit the Tigers all day today.
So this will bring up Chase Rosenbaum, the cleanup hitter for the Cherokees. Koselke deals up top, ball 1. And you see the infielders.
The infield's going to stay back here. They're going to give up the run on a ground ball here.
Koselke.
And there it is.
Ripped to second. Throws to first. They get the out for out number 2. But Grant Cowger brings another run across. It is now 8-6.
Great execution there by the Morgan cleanup hitter. They were giving it to him. He hit a ground ball to the right side, and now we have a
2-run game.
2-run game.
So Bradley Ferris, the catcher, will step into the box for his 4th appearance, I assume?
Yes, he is singled, hit by pitch. So
and hit by pitch.
Trifecta.
Gosh. So Ferris
give this kid a game ball.
He will take his base and get to first with 2 outs. It'll now bring up Matt Lowenthal.
Lowenthal has walked twice and was thrown out on that defensive play by Blaine Rust earlier in the 4th.
So he will step into the box here.
And I would expect Morgan could get really aggressive here offensively. 2 outs. You already got a 2-run lead.
First pitch. And they throw to 2, and they get the tag for out number 3. The advancing runner gets tagged at 2. That was number 14, the courtesy runner, Carter Thibodeau. So the Tigers get out of the inning. 1 run crosses. It's now all up to the Tigers to tie it or take the lead here in the top of the 7th. We're going to come back for it. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water and recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has them in stock. From Sanpan, Aqua Patio, Sweetwater, and Monaco pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver's Portside Marina can help. Discover the evolution of the wake boat through luxury models offered from Centurion and Supreme Surf Boats. Yamaha Wave Runners and Kawasaki jet skis are on the showroom floor waiting. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 574-842-5000. Culver's Portside Marina.
Back at LaPorte, Mitch Columbia along with Chris McGowan and Kevin Hannon. We go to the 7th inning. 8-6, the Morgan Township Cherokees lead the Tri-Township Tigers. A regional championship is on the line. You are listening to an historic broadcast company in Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. MOT, moment of truth.
Yeah, it's all come down to this. Stewart here is the leadoff hitter. He can't hit a You can't hit a 2-run homer with nobody on base. So just he needs to work the count, whatever it takes. Lacrosse needs base runners.
Needs base runners. And again, you look at the board out there, and you've given up 8 runs on 2 hits.
Yeah.
8 runs on 2 hits.
Yeah.
I'm not even coaching anymore, and I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
Yeah, we talked about it early in the game that the team that was going to advance from today would be the team that did the little things, didn't give the other team the free bases, and so far to this point, Morgan's done just a bit better at that.
Well, if you're the Tri-Township Tigers,
it's not over yet.
No, it's not over yet.
At all.
And you got to be happy you're starting off with your best hitter on the team, Dylan Stewart, if they decide to pitch to him here.
You're not going to give up a 2-run homer.
Yeah, you pitch to him right now.
Pitch to him right now. If he hits a home run, you shake his hand and it's a nice hit.
Yeah, there's no need to be careful with him now.
So he will step into the box, Dylan Stewart, to face Grant Calgar for the first time today. Calgar delivers. Big hit down the left field line. It goes foul for Stewart. 0-1 the count now. Rain picking back up here in LaPorte.
But I will say this, Calgar better be careful and not hang one of those breaking balls like that.
Yeah, that was just a hit me breaking ball. Get me over there first pitch, and Dylan hit it well.
Next pitch. Chopper to short. Picked up, thrown over to first. Oh, my goodness. That looks safe to me, guys. They call him out. The shortstop for Morgan Township, Logan Atchison, slings it over to Brady Walters. That is a very, very close call.
And that's why right there that the MLB uses replays. You can call him safe, you can call him out right there, and either way you look at it,
you're asking for a replay.
50% of the crowd thinks you made a good call.
So 1 out here in the top of the 7th. The Cherokees are trying to win a regional championship. First pitch to
duck snort.
Cody Vernich, and it will be a base hit. Quack, quack.
But again, that you talk about, what Dylan Stewart there, pitch on the outer half of the plate, and he tried pulling it, and when you do that, you're going to hit the weak grounder to the short, and that's exactly what happened. Instead of going with the pitch and taking it to the opposite field.
Yeah, and Vernich just hit that curveball in the outside half. He just went with it, ends up with a base hit to left.
So now it brings up Cade Koselke for his 4th plate appearance of the afternoon.
Double and a single.
Double, a single, and a strikeout, scored a run.
Boy, you do have a photographic memory. First pitch from Calgar. Ooh. He almost got hit. Koselke dips out of the way.
Take that one right on the thigh.
Yeah, that would have been first and second with 1 out, but I'm not going to second guess. It's instinct, a lot of it is.
Calgar will step off the mound. We see here in the press box the hardware. The trophy is here. LaPorte High School standing by to award a regional champion. As we are in the top of the 7th, 8-6 is the score. Calgar deals. Hits the dirt. Oh my gosh, they're calling that a swing. So that'll be strike 1. 1-1 count now to Koselke.
Yeah, from our vantage point, we don't get a very good angle at that, but that pitch is bounced in the right-handed batter's box.
Calgar, the 1-1. Ball up top and dipping out of the way is Koselke.
So he's trying to hit him.
He is. Mm. 2-1 from Calgar. Ball 3.
Yeah, did a better job. Same pitch. He got called for strike 1, but he was able to lay off that one. Now he's in a pretty good spot for himself here.
You wanted him to wear it.
Well, the last 2 that were,
3-1 from Calgar. He kicks, he deals. Finds the zone. Full count now to Koselke. Anything close, he'll have to go. 1 out, 1 on, top of the 7th, 8-6, the Cherokees lead. The Tigers need to have this happen now or the game will be over. Cowger, the payoff. Swing and a miss. Going down, striking out is Cade Koselke for out number 2. 1 out away are the Morgan Township Cherokees, unless Lucas Kaiser has something to say about it here for his 4th appearance on the day.
He's flied out and 2 ground outs today.
So he's due.
Yep, Tri-Township needs another base runner to get the potential tying runs on base, so...
Kaiser, a junior on this Tiger team, a 200 batting average. Right-handed hitter to face the left-handed pitcher in Grant Cowger. The first pitch, swung and missed by Kaiser. Kaiser, an on-base percentage of .344. It would be most opportune for him to get on base now. The 0-1 from Cowger. Slicer up the middle. They will tag the bag. And the Morgan Township Cherokees have become regional champions. And the Tri-Township Tigers season comes to a close here in the top of the 7th. The final score, 8-6. My goodness. A huge win for Morgan Township, a tough loss for Tri-Township. We have a lot to talk about here in the Collins Insurance post-game show, but the final saw the Tigers fall 8-6. A lot of things we need to talk about. It was an overall amazing season for the Tri-Township Tigers. They hadn't become sectional champions since 2000. It's been since 2002 since they become sectional champions. So we will come back for the Collins Insurance post-game show. We will have our Stark County Co-op play of the game and our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game. That's all coming up next in the Collins Insurance post-game show. You are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Pulaski Memorial Hospital. Quality care closer to home. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is all about community and keeping our community spotlight shining on the accomplishments of our youth. That's why PMH is proud to be a sponsor of our local high school sports action on WKVI, our community radio station. Pulaski Memorial Hospital. Quality care closer to home.
It's hard to believe, but time sure does fly by. Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox are celebrating over 30 years of taking care of all of your insurance needs in our communities.
If I could turn back time.
And we're not going anywhere.
Stop in and see Jim and the crew at Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox.
Insurance you can count on from a business you've trusted since 1989.
Proud presidential partners of Western Reserve.
Welcome to the Collins Insurance Agency's post-game show.
8-6 is the final as the Morgan Township Cherokees beat the Tri-Township Tigers for a regional championship. Mitch Columbia along with Kevin Hannon here in the Collins Insurance post-game show. Tough way to go out if you're the Tri-Township Tigers coach, but a lot of amazing things happened this season for them. I think we had kind of talked in the post-game show on Monday on Memorial Day. I believe it was Aaron Rust or maybe it was one of the coaches that said, hey, we're just happy to win a sectional championship. Whatever happens from here on is icing on the cake. I think Blaine Rust had mentioned that in our Salute to the Champions segment this morning on the Saturday Sports Line. Everything else was icing on the cake for them, but you can tell they really wanted this game to be in their favor.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they weren't able to come here what they planned and expected to do was win a regional. And I think after the game you get bogged down a little bit in what if we blocked this pitch, what if we didn't hit that batter. But those are thoughts that you'll think of throughout the underclassmen will think of through the offseason, the coaches will definitely think of, but it doesn't put a damper on the season they had. Not at all.
No, first sectional championship sectional championship since 2002 for the Tigers. It was an amazing season for them as they will finish off their year at 11-9 and 2-5, of course, in the regular season of the Porter County Conference. Now, remember, they beat Morgan Township 1-0 in the regular season. We talked with head coach Mike Shinrob this morning on the Saturday Sports Line. He knew today was going to be a completely different game. From 1-0 to 8-6, I think he was correct in thinking that.
Yeah, and if you would have, I don't know if I said it on the air earlier, but I didn't feel like there was going to be a lot of runs scored today, and it turned out to be kind of the opposite game of what I expected. I don't think we had the two aces on the mound, and I don't think either one of them were up to what they would call a good performance. They battled, they did things to keep their team in the game, but I don't think either one is probably real thrilled with the way they threw the ball today on the mound. So. Yeah, it all comes down to, Morgan was able to scratch out more runs and make more plays defensively to get this W.
Well, Morgan Township is at home plate. The family has made their way to the field. They are celebrating their regional championship. We congratulate the Morgan Township Cherokees. We do not cover Morgan Township. We, of course, from time to time have done Morgan Township games when they play one of our area teams. We cover 8 area schools in the Kankakee Valley. We did do a couple of Morgan Township basketball games. This is my first baseball game we've covered. But to see them win a regional championship, I think you got to give a little credit to Morgan Township as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm an alum of Morgan Township.
Oh, I forgot about that, Coach.
And
good for you.
Over the years, it's been 35 years since I graduated from Morgan. So, when you've been at other schools and the hometown ties don't. It's all new families, new names. I don't bleed green and gold the way I used to, but it is nice to see kids advancing to the semi-state level.
Well, I didn't do my due diligence and study up enough, but what is the history of baseball at Morgan Township?
Here the last 15, 20 years, they've had good programs. They've been in the hunt. They've been overshadowed many years by Washington Township, who's such a good 1A program in the same area of the state, the same school corporation, actually. So they get overshadowed by them a bit, but, they've had a lot of talent. A lot of talent go through here, and one thing about Morgan Township kids over the years, they're involved in a lot of things, and they compete. They compete. They remind me, for some of you that are maybe not as familiar, they remind me with Winamac. They're athletic kids. They're in multiple sports, and hard to beat them.
Well, the Morgan Township Cherokees beat our Tri-Township Tigers. 8-6 was the final, becoming regional champions. Congratulations to Morgan Township. Congratulations to the Tri-Township Tigers on a historic season, one I'll never forget, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners won't forget as well. We continue the Collins Insurance post-game show. We will have our Stark County Co-op play of the game coming your way. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Browns. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392, the Stark County Co-op.
It's time for the Stark County Co-op play of the game. Let's return to the voice of WKVI Sports, Mitch Columbi.
8-6 is the final as the Tri-Township Tigers fall to Morgan Township in regional championship action. I turn things over to our sports analyst Kevin Hannon for our Stark County Co-op play of the game.
Well, I think it goes back to, we talked about it during the broadcast, and back there in the fourth inning, Morgan Township had 2 outs, 2 runners on base in scoring position, and there was a little ball hit over the pitcher. Blaine Rust makes a going all out from short, comes in, fields the ball, throws the kid out at first. And, yeah, it wasn't a game-winning play, but we mentioned it at the time. The game could have got ugly at that point.
Yeah,
Morgan
really
was on a little bit of a roll, and Blaine did a nice job of putting out that fire and allowing them to potentially get back in the game. So defensively, that's the one for me.
Let's talk about that moment real quick. When Morgan Township puts 5 runs on, and then the following inning the Tigers are able to answer that. I mean, as a head coach, if you're able to do that, I mean, if you're a head coach and that just happens, what are you thinking after that?
Well, in my mind, I'm thinking we're there. That was the mountain we needed to climb to get back into it, and and then all that happens. Morgan comes back in the 4th and puts up a run, and at the time, if I mentioned, I think if Tri-Township comes back and wins this game, Blaine Rust will be the reason on that play, and they weren't able to do that. But still, to me, there's nothing better on the baseball field than watching a player, make a great defensive play.
Chris had mentioned there was a lot of sloppiness out on the ball diamond. He was a little upset about. Of course, he played baseball at the next level in college and talked a little bit about trying out for the Tampa Bay Rays. So, I mean, he's no slouch when it comes to calling baseball games or knowing the game of baseball. But even though with all those errors for both teams, there was a lot of exciting moments in this game.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of situations where a play here and there, and Tri-Township could be the team on the field celebrating right now. That's the great thing about baseball.
It was not a walk in the park for Morgan Township, especially after they gave up the 5 runs after getting 5 runs. So they had to earn it. They had to earn this today.
Hard fought by both teams.
Well, we'll take a break and come back for our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game. This is the Collins Insurance postgame show, and you are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Since 1936, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning have always taken pride in doing the job right. Third-generation owner Brian Hammond and his family have always set the standard when it comes to taking care of all your heating and cooling needs. Making your home a comfortable home is the absolute top priority. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give them a call at 574-936-4660. Follow them on Facebook. Let Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning help you take control of your comfort.
Time to announce the Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game. Mitch?
Hey, thanks, John. It is time now for our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game, given in memory of Ashley Derrickson, a 2008 graduate of North Judson St. Pierre High School who battled cancer throughout her high school career before losing that battle on December 12th of 2008. We'll tell you who's earned that honor after this word from 5-star.
5-star, the largest meat and grocery store in the area, focused on quality, value, and customer service. The 5 stars in the name of the store come from 5 family members of the original owners serving in World War II, each one represented by a blue star on a flag hanging in the front window of the family home. That's why even decades later, 5-star is known for its dedication to service. Now that dedication means savings for you. 5-star, one of the We Care stores, the area's largest meat and grocery store, focused on quality, value, and customer service. Located, you know where, in the Knox Mall.
Well, before we announce our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game, we have an opportunity to talk with head coach of the Tri-Township Tigers. It's Mike Shinrod. Man, Coach, let's just hear your opinion. A tough loss, but you guys battled the entire way. We were talking a moment ago how Morgan Township got those 5 runs on you, and you guys answered with no problem 5 runs of your own. Give us your thoughts on today's game.
I mean, I'm always an honest person. You know that. I mean, they didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. Absolutely. 2 hits to 7 hits, less errors than they did. So, I mean, it just comes down to don't walk kids, and catcher's got to block balls a little better. Got to put a little more effort in. That's kind of what it came down to. I wasn't worried about Jack Wheeler like they kept talking about. I mean, we went out there and shelled him, absolutely shelled their VU commit. So, we worked on hitting 90 all week, and that showed today. So,
Well, and the elements may have come into play. We know the mound was kind of an issue for both pitchers, having to clean the cleats there. And Dylan, I don't think really got off to the start he had hoped to, maybe. No. But I mean, you've really turned things around. You got Koselke on the mound, and you battled all the way to the top of the 7th. And I was just telling him, Morgan Township had to earn that. They didn't just walk all over you.
No, they had to earn every bit of that. They had to have good at-bats. And, and they said – Dylan said he couldn't get a grip on the ball, and Cade kind of said the same thing, that he really struggled to get a grip on everything. So that definitely played into some of it today. But, I always tell him, it don't matter what the conditions are. This is baseball. You've been playing this long enough that you have to just battle through that. You have to adjust as a player, and there's no excuse for any of it. You are in command of that game. So, I always – it's all back to them at the end of the day, and that's what I always tell them.
Coach?
Yeah, I think, it was obvious. I've seen Stewart pitch, but much earlier in his career. I saw him as a freshman. When the conditions got tough, and, he had some bad breaks. Some of those, were of his own doing. Yeah. Granted, the catcher can't be Superman back there all the time. No. And it was a tough day fielding the baseball, but overall, I think there's a lot to be what are you most excited? And I know as coaches we have to move on to the next turn the page, next thing. What, looking back as this season, what do you have to build on?
Oh, everything, just going into this, this still would have been a big win for us. We've beaten Morgan Township one time since 2010.
And that was this season.
That was this season. So, for us going forward, we still have a ton of returning players. Our whole pitching staff basically comes back. So and a couple of our 8th graders we have 2 of them that are pretty solid. So, we have a ton to look forward to. And
Stewart, he's coming back?
Yeah, Stewart, Kozelke, Cody, Lucas is back. Kyle Hunke's back. I know I got some other people that are back too.
Sure.
But then you got a kid named Hector coming up and Donovan, and they're both good players. Oh, Ethan Daly's coming back. Yeah, so a lot of our team is still returning, and to move forward, it makes me excited that I still have those guys, and I feel like they definitely are going to learn from this experience that, all right, championship time, and then obviously PCC play, they know what they have to do in order to win, and I think going forward, we're pretty stacked. Yeah. Compared to even some of the teams in the PCC that are losing. They lose, as Morgan, they lose Wheeler and Calgary next year, and their number 3 pitcher, Dunamel. So, I feel like we're very set going forward in our program.
One thing that Blaine Rust had mentioned in the Salute to the Champion segment this morning is he said, really, no matter what happens in the regional game today, it's just going to be icing on the cake because you guys got that sectional championship, what you'd set out to do, what they had set out to accomplish in the little leagues all the way down to when they were playing in elementary school.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just talk about, I know it didn't end the way you had wanted it to today, but really, Coach, it was just another memorable, a historic season for your Tri-Township Tigers.
Yeah, and it's been huge. Kevin coached over in the PCC, lacrosse or Tri-Township, dude, they were the laughing stock for I don't know how long, When I go back to it, I think they basically only ever won 5 games in a season. So
well, I coached long enough ago that they weren't a laughing stock back in the day. I was coaching at places. Cow. I was coaching at places the last time they won a sectional.
Oh my gosh! Holy cow!
They've had some guys come through there.
That 02 group was huge, and it just seems like after Snyder left, it really fell off for a long while. So to get back to that, and I'd even Snyder even told me great job and everything at one point. So it's
good.
To see everybody that is involved and everybody still roots for this program is huge.
I brought this up with Kevin a few weeks ago, but you said something to me this morning. You said you got into coaching in part because of Kevin Hannon here. Tell us this story.
All right, so I used to bring my stepson to his practices, and
yep.
So I was out there all the time, and that just, once you're around it a lot, and I was coaching travel baseball at that time, and once you're around it and you're watching high school a lot, that's all you can think is, man, I want to do that one day. Like that's where I'm headed to.
He looks cool.
I actually expected it to be later years once my stepson had gotten older, like, all right, maybe I'll follow through to the high school thing. But ended up having a lot sooner than that because Ron Vanakovich, that was at North Judson, him and Rick Snodgrass are friends, and when they were looking for a coach, he had told him, hey, like, I got a guy. Because I was coaching with Ron for a lot of his summer stuff, and he said, I got a guy, and gave my number, and then here I am now.
Well, and you're a young coach, too. We were talking about that, this is your second year at Tri-Township. Yeah. Tri-Township gave you your start. You talked about that this morning on the Saturday Sport. How old are you?
30, about to be 33.
Okay, so you're just a couple years older than me.
Yeah.
So you're a young coach. You got a lot of things ahead. What did you learn throughout this season as a head coach, and what will you use moving forward?
I saw last year what I noticed is we could not hit fast pitching. And that if a kid threw 80, we were going to get 12, 14 K'd every time. So in this winter time, I learned what I needed to do to push them forward to be able to hit that better pitching, just as we've seen today, for them to really adjust to that. So, I learned how to get them to do that and learned how to get them through the mental part of the game and what they needed to understand how to kill the chaos of everything when things are bad. Like that 5-run inning, how to kill that off, and now it's time to fight back. So, I learned a lot how to adjust to a lot of different things, and it's definitely helped me as a coach progress forward.
Any other questions for Coach here?
That's interesting. I've never heard that, and I always take something away from every game I watch, everything I do, but kill the chaos.
Yeah.
That
he
is
said
perfect.
That before.
That is absolutely perfect. That inning, like you were talking about, when Morgan kind of went crazy, balls were going to the fence, you were making mistakes. I like that. So, good luck with that.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it, guys.
If you can figure out how to kill chaos in the minds of teenagers, you'll be a Hall of Famer.
It really just came down to so it happened during the Hebron game, and that was when in the Couts game is when I seen him finally make the adjustment. And it came down to, guys, so what? A couple runs just happened. Halftime, it's just because you're trying to rush through things. I seen a double play ball, Kneifel had let it pop up on him. He tried to make the play too quick and dropped the ball. And it's, it comes down to, hey, this on the field is nothing different than me hitting ground balls to you. So quit rushing things because that kid's still 6 feet away from a bag.
Right.
It just takes you calming yourself down and not thinking of that any differently than what you're doing warming up. So, that is something I just burned into their minds. And now, don't get me wrong, it was hard because there was a time where after the South Central game, they probably ran for a half hour straight because I was so angry about it.
We were there that game.
Yeah,
I remember that game.
And they paid, and I always told them that if you're not going to give me effort on this field, then you're going to give me effort after this game.
Wow.
So you can either put everything on the line out there, or you won't go home when this is said and done. We'll go right to the field, and you'll put in time there.
One thing I've noticed is you've got a good support system here. You got is this your better half here?
Oh yeah, this is her.
What's her name?
This is Clarissa. She's definitely the one who she supports.
She put up with a lot.
Yeah, and it's definitely hard for her. She, me being gone all the time, and we also have 2 small girls, so me being gone and her having to kind of take over everything at home and take care of the kids, run them to whatever sport they're in, and all their school events that I miss. She's the rock star of the family, 100%.
You see how I gave you a little,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She always says that. She's like, you don't ever mention me on the air.
Well, we just did.
Yeah, she's my MVP all the way, every day. I can't do nothing without her.
Well, while we've got him here, let's go ahead and announce who our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game is. I think you'll like this.
He comes back through, and a kid that just sticks out to me. I've covered you guys twice, and this kid could hit leadoff on my team any day of the week, and that's Blaine Rust. I just love the way he goes about his at-bats. He didn't have the best of at-bat to lead off the game, but after that, he was base hit, RBI, scored a run, and then walked in his last at-bat. So just spark plug for you, and I'm sure he's going to be a tough hole to fill there at shortstop, I'm sure, in the future. But
yeah, absolutely. It's funny because I have kids from Knox. They're like, you guys got Dylan. Who else do you got? And I'm like, Hey, I got a kid named Blaine Russ that he's legit, guys. He is a legit player.
That throw, that was our play of the game as well, right, Coach?
The play of the game was the play he made behind the mound.
Oh,
the throw from deep short.
That was incredible.
My gosh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, and he the way he made that play, I thought that kid was going to be safe all day. And when he came through firing on that, I was like, holy cow. Yeah, that was, he makes plays like that. And the crazy part is he's probably got the quickest hands I think I've seen from a high schooler. Like, that kid, when you watch him, his hands just like cross each other real quick, and the ball's there with him. And he's pretty impressive. The crazy part is, Blaine, after today, this was Blaine's last high school game, and this was Blaine's last baseball game, period.
Yeah.
I want to say this real quick to finish things off, Coach. We cover 8 schools in our area.
Yeah.
You were the final baseball team that stood. Yeah. We cover West Central, Winamac, Culver, Knox, North Judson, Oregon Davis, South Central. You were the final team.
Yeah.
This is our final broadcast of the 2023-2024 season. It's been an honor to cover you guys.
Yeah,
it's been an honor to have a chance to get to know you, Coach. You're a really cool guy, man, and I hope you keep things rolling along there at Tri-Township.
Oh, yeah. We're going to keep pushing. Fall starts soon, and so practices, getting the 8th graders that are coming up ready, so back to business as always. I'm going to take a small trip to Miami for vacation.
Oh, a little Miami action.
Miami.
A little suntan.
Yeah, I'm going to relax in July for a little bit, but after that, it's back to business come August.
Well, good for you, Coach. Send me some pictures from Miami. I've heard good things.
We're on Marlins Red Sox game.
Oh, okay. Very fun.
That tour.
You're a big Red Sox guy. That's right.
That tour of the stadiums. That's what we're on right now.
I got the list for who's going on the Cubs trip. You weren't on the list. What's going on, man? I'm hosting it tomorrow.
Are you? Is it tomorrow?
I'm hosting.
He likes to watch baseball, not the Cubs.
Oh, come on.
Hey, we're going to the Red Sox, White Sox next week. You can come along to that.
All right, we'll keep in touch.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, enjoy your summer. I appreciate you as always. Means a lot. Means a lot. That's head coach Mike Shinrod of the Tri-Township Tigers. A tough loss, but what an amazing season it was as they became sectional champions for the first time since 2002. They made it to the regional championship round and just fell short. 8-6 was the final as the Morgan Township Cherokees beat the Tri-Township Tigers 8-6. We remind you to join us each weekend throughout the school year for the Saturday Sports Line, the longest-running high school sports show in Indiana, thanks to our very own Harold Welter. We always have several of our area head coaches on hand as we go live at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central on 99.3 FM and online at WKVI.com. If you missed today's Saturday Sports Line, it's the final Saturday Sports Line of the 2023-2024 season, where we announced our Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Year. That was Maggie Smith. We congratulate Maggie Smith on an amazing career at Winamac. She is most deserving. If you saw the posts on social media, check it out and like it. We also invite you to follow us on social media. We are on Instagram at WKVI Sports, on X, formerly Twitter, at KVB Sports, and we are on Facebook at Sports to the Max for all Kankakee Valley Broadcasting sports content. Final word from you today, Kevin.
Oh, I just think it was great to be here no matter what the conditions. Beautiful facility here. LaPorte always does a great job as a host, whatever level of the tournament it is. And ultimately a good competitive ball game. But I want to thank you. This has been a good season for me. I've never really done this before, and I've enjoyed every minute of it, so I appreciate the offer.
Well, and I learned a lot from you, Coach. I hope you know that. I feel like Game 1 with you was not that bad, but this game I felt a lot more confident, and I thought we did a really good job. Of course, you do such a good job with color commentary. It's been an honor to have you on. This is our final broadcast. I'm not doing another game till August, so the next broadcast will be football if they renew me. We'll see. That's a little bit time out. I'm going to enjoy my summer break.
Hey, you can't control that.
I can't. No, you just day to day.
Just go with it.
What are you doing this summer? Anything fun?
I am enjoying my 2 months away and recharging the batteries and ready to start another school year here in 2 months.
Well, I thanked our sponsors this morning on the Saturday Sports Line, but I feel like it's fitting we better make sure and give our sponsors some love. Of course, if it wasn't for our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to be here. It costs money to get here in fuel and wear and tear and vehicles, and also our time. Our time is worth something. Kevin just isn't here for free. His time is worth something. We're not just giving it away. So we wanted to make sure and give our sponsors some love. Nepco Crane and Equipment Services, First Farmers Bank and Trust, Howard's Marathon of Winamac, McGrath Refrigeration, Farm Fertilizer, Mark's Body Shop in Knox, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Shout out to Brian Hammond. Culver's Portside Marina, Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack, Todd and Josh Lawrence of Lawrence Farms, Zingo Express of Knox, Collins Insurance, Stark County Co-op, 5-Star, and also Osborne's Mini Mart. A big-time thank you to our sponsors. Another historic broadcast season coming to a close as our final in this one, 8-6, the Morgan Township Cherokees beat the Tri-Township Tigers. From all of us here at KVB, we certainly thank you for listening to Indiana High School Baseball. For our sports analysts Kevin Hannon and Chris McGowan, our in-game announcer John Thompson, I am Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues. We are Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Thank you for listening to Indiana High School Baseball on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Sponsored in part by Culver's Portside Marina, Nepco Crane and Equipment Services, Farm Fertilizers, First Farmers Bank and Trust, Lawrence Farms, Mark's Body Shop in Knox, Zingo Express, Pulaski Memorial Hospital, Stark County Co-op, The Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Collins Insurance, Howard's Marathon of Winamac, and 5-Star. We'd like to thank our sponsors for their dedication in supporting local high school sports and helping continue the tradition on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.